Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Sony Open Series Finals 2v2 Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War. We are very, very excited to get into things. My name is Chris Tunn, joined by none other than Tactical Rab, Mr. Call of Duty on YouTube himself at the moment. Rab, very excited to be joined by yourself.
Absolutely, Ton. It's been a fantastically sunny day here in England. What better way to finish it off with some quality 2 versus 2 action? Europe up first, then North America. Pleasure to be alongside you for what I'm sure is going to be a great day of action.
Yeah, I'm getting quite warm in my room already, but we're here all day. We've got EU coming up first, then of course the NA side of things. But let's jump into how the thing is going to break down. Let's be honest, we need to figure out how it is going to work. 2v2 Search and Destroy, best out of 3, first to 6. The maps are Checkmate, Express, Miami, Moscow, and Raid. The best out of 3 will all be on one single map, and the maps change per round we go through. We're going to be chatting through that very, very shortly as well. But let's have a look at our bracket. We've been rattling through this all day long, and we are finally down to 8 teams. Rab, anybody in particular standing out to you here?
Well, it's interesting to look at. We've got a lot of teams from many different countries playing here. We've got some Russian teams, some Finnish teams, some German teams. I think I saw some Dutch teams, some UK representation as well. I believe we'll be hopping into Syrex versus Fragstars. That's going to be an absolute banger, I'm sure. And well, we're going to be seeing it on the map set that we'll look up in a couple of seconds' time here, Tom.
Yeah, we'll have a look through that in a second, but let's have a look at what these guys are playing for this evening. Of course, it isn't just the pride of being the 2v2 winners of the Sony Open Series Finals. There is, of course, money and, more importantly, COD points on the line. Only get payout if you finish in the top 4, but $200 for first is a nice little prize pool. But Rab, talk to me about 13,000 COD points and what that does to your aesthetics in game, because I would say it changes quite a lot.
That is certainly going to send you a long way. I mean, you're hopping into league play with all this type of stuff on your character, going to be absolutely loving it. That'll, well, certainly take you a long distance in the CDL or in the store, of course, in the league at the moment.
Oh yeah, there's lots to get a hold of. But if you want to get a hold of some of these COD points and think that you have a duo that can help you in the 2v2, get yourself along to compete.playstation.com and get involved. Tournaments going on every single month here for Call of Duty, but not just Call of Duty, other games as well. So make sure you do get involved. But let's turn our heads to the actual competition this evening as well. As mentioned, we've got a few games to go through in Europe, then we'll jump over towards North America later on this evening. But jumping into the very first game, we're going to discuss the format, because maybe a little bit different for some people who've watched normal competitive Call of Duty before. It is 2v2 Search and Destroy, which obviously is outside of the meta as well. But the maps, it's in a bit of a different way, isn't it, Rab? We play the same map in a best out of 3. Each round is different for the map, so we're interested to see how it breaks down. But let's talk Miami first. What do you think the strats are here? You've got 3 different goes of it, of course, first to 6. It's going to be interesting, isn't it, to see if the dynamic changes map to map, even though it's the same map to map, if you get what I mean.
I do wonder what these teams are going to employ right here, because you can imagine you come in and you get bodied in the very first map, and then it's like, all right, what do we do to regain? We've got to play on the very same one again. So Miami, I think, in terms of 2v2 is going to be really interesting to see, because you've got, both bomb sites are very easy to defend once they're down, and with only 2 players on the defense, it's not easy to defend both bomb sites at the same time. So I think the offense is probably going to be favored here if you can get it down towards A. There's a load of places the bomb site can be seen from, so I think defense is going to have a really hard time spreading their forces, or they could just stack up and hit something and hope they get it right. I think it's going to be interesting to see how some of the best teams play this one we'll talk about today, Tom.
Yeah, I'm sure we'll get a good idea of how things are going to break down, but let's talk about the first matchup that we are going to be jumping into here in our bracket, of course, and it is going to be Cyrex against Fragstars. Now, obviously, a lot of these players are coming through, and as mentioned, you guys can sign up at home. It doesn't have got to have any limitations or anything. You can sign up at any time at compete.playstation.com. And these guys, look, we don't know a lot of the players who are coming into this one. A lot of them will be new names to us, especially as well. So it's going to be interesting to see if we're going to stand out. But these two, I mean, it's hard to judge which way it is really going to be going, especially with the game times we're playing. As far as 2v2 goes, I know you're a 2v2 aficionado, Rab, from way back when. What's kind of the strat then? I mean, it has to be just, obviously, as you mentioned, getting that bomb down is very, very important. But what for these two teams is the most important thing to do when it comes down to 2v2 Search and Destroy?
Yeah, it's tough to say. I mean, trading typically would be the key thing, right? Like, I'm sure we're going to see a lot of these maps today, people running around as duos, trying to trade out those kills. That's the ideal situation, but on certain maps, it's not always going to work to your advantage. I think on Miami, especially some of the smaller maps, you'll probably see the teams just hit a bomb site, try and get it down, trade out the kills, and tend to be the best 2v2 teams know when to play together and when to play a part in certain situations. So, going to be interesting to see how Cyrex and Fragstars pull this off. I believe Cyrex are a Russian team, Fragstars are a German team, so that's pretty much all we can keep our eyes on here. And that's the interesting side of things, that you can't really tell per se which team's better overall, because you don't know what maps they're good at, right? Like, they could have just played their really good maps in the earlier rounds. Now they come here to Miami, they could have a more difficult time, but maybe if you're a raid specialist and you get to the grand finals, well, we'll be seeing that later on this evening.
I know that's something we were talking about previously when we were just going through things, is that it can come down to what round you're into and what map you're particularly good at. It's all about the matchup as well. Is this team in particular good at this map? You might just cake it in a game against somebody who's really not very good at the map when it's one of your decent maps. So it's a bit of a different format, but I think, Miami was the big question mark of how things are going to be played around. Semis are going to be on Moscow, then the final will be on Raid. We'll discuss those as time does go on, but no standoff in here, Rob. It's just coming to play officially on the competitive side of things, of course, and just into the game, of course, as well, just over the past couple of weeks. Maybe that's why we're not seeing it this time. But 2v2 standoff, I remember that's quite small to a certain degree, so that would have been a good choice of a map, I think, here, Rob.
It would have been lovely to see Standoff come into the action. I mean, Express was just played, I believe, in the previous round, so some Black Ops 2 throwback. We do just love to see it. There's so much you can do on Standoff, of course, in terms of holding down the bomb site. There's so many great angles on that map to take opening picks, and I would have loved to see how some teams adapted to that, because some of the guys maybe who are playing here played back in the day in Black Ops 2, and some maybe didn't, and I'm sure there's some spots that you remember a ton from game battles and league play and the like, and can take advantage of, and maybe we'll see some of that come into action on Raid here later today.
Potentially, yeah, that's something that we're going to keep an eye on to see if the players do have the experience of those maps in previous games. But let's think towards Miami then. I mean, what's going to be the favoured bomb site, do we think? Because I think typically in 4v4, obviously A seems to be more prevalent now. It used to be B, wasn't it? And then things kind of started shipping towards the beach. I'm not too sure when it comes down to 2v2 whether you need to necessarily have a favourite bomb site, actually. I think it can be a lot more fluid. I'm not too sure if you agree or disagree.
Yeah, I agree. I think both bomb sites can be really easy to defend. I mean, A has probably more options of where you want to defend it if you are an attacking team and you're trying to get the bomb down, because you can plant over towards the left-hand side of A, facing like where the kind of hedge bit is, and you can see it all the way back from the driveway, which is very easy to lock down. So if you get the bomb down there safely, it should be game over for the rounds. But you can also see that bomb from like the catamaran, the boat at the side to the beach. So I think if it were me playing this map, I'd probably be preferring the A bomb site. At the same time, B, it's pretty easy to hold it from over at that left-hand side, right, like outside the garage. Go to that little, the heady spot over there by where the sea is effectively, all the boats are moored up, and you can get a great line of sight on the bomb as well. So either way, I think the defense are going to have a difficult time stopping both bomb sites. I'm really interested to see how these teams approach this, right, and how Cyrex and Fragstars go at it on their defenses, because I think that either you can take your two guys, hit through into purple, and just try and get control of B, and then if they plant A, try and wrap around, or you can try and spread your forces. I wonder what will be the most effective strategy.
Yeah, I think it's going to come down to playing on the fly as well when it does come to the 2v2 side of things. We are, of course, going to get into the game very, very shortly. Just getting the players loaded up into the lobby will be good to go in a couple of minutes' time. It is an interesting perspective as well. And one thing I'm actually curious of as well, whether we're going to see much outside of the typical meta. Of course, the Krig is the dominant AR right now when it comes to Cold War, but I'm wondering maybe a sniper here and there, maybe potential for something a little bit different, Rob. If there was anything in particular you'd like to see today in terms of weapons, what would it be? For me, it has to be the snipers, just full stop, at least.
Snipers would certainly be fun.
Yeah, we don't get to see much of it otherwise, do we?
Absolutely. Don't get to see too much of that in 4v4. So, yeah, I mean, I'd love to see some other ARs come out into play. There's been a lot of discussion regarding the Krieg, the recent buffs that come in, making that very, very strong weapon indeed. But a lot of usage of the FFAR has been coming out as of late. There's also the QBZ, which is possibly usable. So I think there's certainly some room for personal preference here in terms of which weapons these players decide to pick. And in certain spots and certain maps, if you're a defender, for example, you're going to a specific spot that you know you're going to get a gunfight in a certain range. Picking a weapon which is good for that situation is probably going to pay off to your benefit. So I think an FFAR, I'd like to see how that potentially plays out, because if players have the recoil down, it can be devastating up close.
Yeah, and it's one of these things now that I find, throughout the whole of Call of Duty, way back in the day when I started playing on Call of Duty 4, we're talking a long, long time ago, not everybody knew what the best guns were, not everyone knew what the best attachments were, but now, of course, things have opened up a little bit more, there's more attachments, and there's the world of social media where things are shared around, obviously, a lot more. I mean, you can go on various platforms very, very quickly and find out what the best weapons are, what the best loadouts. We've seen plenty of that in Warzone as well. It's interesting to see if this does deviate away from that at all. And I'm curious to see if any of these players are going to move away from the typical tried and tested methods. But when it does come to 2v2 as well, as mentioned, I'm very open-minded to see how some of these strategies do play out. As somebody, I mean, the last time I played 2v2, it was way, way back. But in terms of how things used to be played, it can be a bit of a gamble, can't it? Because you can send 2 to one side on the defensive side of things and just go for the retake. As mentioned, in that same scenario, you can just choose to pair it together all the way through. It's an interesting concept, and to see how things are going to break down, we will be getting into the action in just a second. And it's going to be 3 Miamis in a row. Of course, if we do need them, it is a best out of 3, so first to 2. My theory around this is that we may well see a couple of 2-0s here, Rob, just for the fact that if it's a good map for one of these competitors, then things are obviously going to look very, very good. But of course, we are into it. It's going to be Fragstars taking on Cyrex. Cyrex on the red side, Fragstars on the blue. And it is, of course, going to be Cyrex on the defensive side of things here over towards B. It's a hit straight over from Piano, and there's the trade's going to come through. The 2v2 aspect coming into it now on 1v1.
Absolutely, yeah. We see some Kriegs up here towards top purple, and Hevel making his way down low. Seems to know where the other player is. We're seeing this opening rounds B attack from pretty much both teams, right, trying to make this work. Seems like Hevel has a good idea where Frenzy's coming from here, and C-Rex in a good position to take down this round down. This 1v1 is getting intense.
Frenzy now having a look around. It's a hard one. Oh, C-Rex going to get spotted though in the snap there. Fantastic shots going to come through. Fragstars 1-0 up. Good shots though. Coming in here from Frenzy. Snaps right over. We asked the question, is it going to be the Krieg all the way through? And the answer is yes on that side of things. 1-0 now. Towards Fragstars. Good way
What's
to
your
kick
take,
things
Ton,
off.
on which red dot side do you prefer? Because I'm seeing a mill stop, I'm seeing whatever the other one's called, and microflex. That's right. There's the mill stop and the microflex, and we're seeing both players using different things here on their Kriegs. And I've gone back and forth with it. I can't figure out which one I think is better.
I swapped a lot at the beginning of the game, and to be honest, what I've realized is that it doesn't really make a difference what I use. I'm still bad. Nonetheless, though, a bit of a slower
maybe you could
start.
turn that around.
Yeah, maybe one day. I'll have to watch some of your videos to see what everybody else is using, Rob, and then maybe, just maybe, I'll get there once again. Anyway, C-Rex still sitting over towards B here, and it looks like it is going to be a B hit once again. You can see it is actually Frenzy sitting in the middle of the map. He's got that transition over towards A if he does need it. And I'm curious if that's how things are going to play, if you have one guy maybe on a bit of an island in the middle, to then make that transition over. But HagiX has managed to get himself a spot in top purple. It's a good defensive spot to hold if you are on the B side.
And the execution's about to come in. I really like this defensive setup that Fragstars are going with here, and I mean they're taking their time, Cyrex. I mean the timing is outrageous. Frenzy behind 2 of them. Can he get away with 1? Oh my god, his teammates coming in for support. Oh, the bait right now. Finally gets taken down, but not many seconds on the clock. Hagi gets 1.
He's got the 7-4U there as well, which will be doing better here. Top purple, which way is the shot's going to go? It's going to be Fragstars. 2-0 now. And that was an interesting one, wasn't it? Because the 7-4U in this scenario is nearly always going to win. It finds one, gets the hell out of dodge, and just turns it back around when he knows the fight's going to be in his advantage, at least anyway. Hevel going to fall, and that is 2-0.
I can't believe Cyrex took so long on that offense. They waited in their spawn for pretty much the entire round. I loved what Fragstars were doing though. They had Hagi was up towards top purple, watching pretty much the entire cross to A, at least trying to. So, and then he had his teammate mid street. So that's what we've seen so far. I thought maybe we'd see more A sides opening breaks here for some teams, but it seems like they're preferring B for now. But you can see the defense splitting up here from the Cyrex side.
Yeah, things a little bit different this time around, but it's still a slow attack coming up from Fragstars. He's going to spot Julex up towards the top. Seems not, but Hevel kind of watching the cross. Is going to spot one though, so the information is there. Shot's going to come through. Easy enough kill for him to find now. 1v2 for HagiX once again.
It's going to be tough for him to do this. I thought he might go for that immediate trade, but nice angle that Hevel's holding right here. And yeah, 50 seconds for HagiX to try and figure this one out. He's going through the garage right now. He could find a lone player right here. This is what you want to do. You want to try and isolate the gunfights. You know you've got a Hevel up top here because you just took down your teammate in Frenzy. And if he can find this kill, this round is so winnable. But wow, does he know he's here?
Oh, he does. Whoa. Finds the shots and Hevel will fall. So this becomes a big part of the round now. Is he going to expect Julex to be coming around behind on the jump up? No. The problem is he needs the bomb, doesn't he? Julex, yeah.
Oh my god.
Oh, and he wins the gunfight anyway. Oh my goodness me. How has that happened? Oh, the 7-4U and the power of it. I
can't believe what I'm seeing.
Unbelievable.
That's why, in an ideal world there, you group up in the 2 versus 1. You get the first pick, you want to play together as a team. You can't be getting picked one by one. And yeah, Cyrex were in the ideal position to close that round out. But HagiX just cannot be stopped right now. Back on the offense go Fragstars. Or the defense even.
3-0 though. Looking very, very solid for them. And that's the thing, if things are going well on a particular map, you've got potentially 2 more versions of it coming straight up. So it'll make you feel at least very, very confident. But here we go. Julex now. And Julex sending the shots out, I should say. But a bit of information there. Somebody up towards top balcony. Maybe that can work out in Fragstar's favour.
Well, they've revealed their location, right? Like this is once again Cyrex taking their time because you know, Julex shot up towards the top hotel. Fragstars are well aware that they could be going to A, but if they could have got this bomb down 20 seconds ago, and now Frenzy is already here, and he's in a perfect spot to maybe catch a glimpse of them as they now make their way up to the site. I just think they're playing these offenses too slowly, Tan, and by the time they might actually get it down, it might be too late if Frenzy could win this one.
Yeah, Fragstars have really controlled things very, very well. As you said, though, it could be maybe a little bit too late. Shot's going to come in here from Hevel, now up towards top side, and can't really do anything about Frenzy, who's just trying his best to stay alive. Are they going to be able to get this bomb down? It looks like they are. Hagi is there for the challenge immediately, though. Is he going to be able to do anything about it, or is Hevel going to manage to get out? Challenges over the top. Hagi, I should say, finds the gunfight now. There's a 1v2. This is doable, though, for Julex. It's not a bad spot for him to be in. Shots are going to go in, though. Hagi will get taken down. 1v2. Not going to happen from Frenzy. Finds the shots, and really, Fragstars have had Cyrex's number from round number 1 here. 4-0 now.
Yeah, and another impressive defensive round win. I mean, if we just see Cyrex taking their time so long on these offenses that by the time they actually get the bomb down, it's just, it's all Fragstars right there, all around the site. And once again, Julex pops up on this head glitch over here towards the Catamaran. And that is a great place to be, right? That's the ideal spot to clutch a 1 versus 2. That's why I'm surprised we haven't seen more A-bomb sites planted so far. But a 1v2 is always going to be tough, Tanya. You can't be expected to win it too often.
No, it is always very, very tough. 4-0 now, and it's looking good for Fragstars. Heading into round number 5, 2 rounds away from taking out map number 1, I should say.
And that's the thing, right? Like, map 1 is the same as map 2. They're showing dominance right here. Cyrex need to think about exactly what strats they're putting out, because if this goes the way of Fragstars, they can effectively just rinse and repeat and try and take the game 2 as well.
Yep, you would think so. It's essentially what? How many rounds of Search and Destroy do you need? You need 12 to win it. We should have just done a best out of 25. Would that have been it? No, it would have been a best out of 23.
Something like that.
Yeah,
but
just
here's Hevel on the defense. This is a perfect shot. He's going to get a free shot in the back. Takes down one. Frenzy on the head glitch. Gets him as well. That's a big round win right there for Cyrex. Massive bounce back. Ideal positioning, right? Like you can see the guys on Fragstars trying to find him. They kind of felt like someone was here. But yeah, the timing not ideal. And hitting that bomb site together for the guys on Fragstars makes sense. But I do wonder if you consider just having one guy go in, just try and get it down ASAP, and then let's play the place part, right? I think that's what maybe some of the best teams we'll see today will try and do.
Yeah, we go then into the next round. Maybe this is something for Cyrex to build on. Fragstars now. Looking to find an opportunity over towards B to try and find a pick. Slow start for Cyrex though, overall, and in this round. Not much of an offense coming through here, waiting for the push to happen themselves.
This is just so interesting. Like, what am I seeing right now? Fragstars have just decided to completely give up A. Maybe they just know that Cyrex takes so long that they can afford to do this, but you know, you can't. If it were me, I would not be wanting to give up an A plant for free. And it seems like Dualex is going to try and stop this rotation. Can't quite take down Frenzy. He's got to get out of dodge right now as his teammate tries to get this bomb downtown. Is it going to happen though? No, not quite.
I think the problem that Fragstars have here though is that that bomb could be going down.
They just never plant it, man.
Yeah, I know. I could do with seeing a plant here from Hevel, because that becomes a winnable situation in a 1v2.
Absolutely.
Maybe he's going to get some good timing on the cross here. Oh, he is as well. Oh my goodness me.
Oh, I thought they might have heard that slide. They don't. He is planting for them though, and here comes HagiX up top. It could be perfect for Fragstars. Oh, and it is. Wow. Again, another round win. It's just it felt so winnable for Cyrex, right? Like, I was not expecting the two-man stack from Fragstars to work, especially how passive they played it, but Cyrex, the opportunity to get the bomb down was there, and you'd think some adjustments might start to come in from these guys now, but, you know, we're 6 rounds deep, they're down 5-1, it's, well, it's map points for Fragstars here at our first map of the day.
Looking good for Fragstars. Can they close it out here? 6-1 would really feel good as well heading into another Miami. Hagi really has had their number with a few different 1v2s, etc. 3-3 out of Frenzy really hasn't had to do too much.
Frenzy's just getting the job done, but here he is. Nice little spot here underneath the, well, police van, whatever exactly it is. But another slow round. Oh, that was an opportunity. Couple of Krigs on the defense. It feels like that should be the way to go on Miami. But HagiX, like the entire game, he's been using the 74U clearly to great effect, sitting at 7-3. And once again, an opportunity for a plant right here. Hevel's going to be the only man in position to try and stop this. But even then, if they just go get it down, they probably could get away with it.
See what the plan is here, though. B is going to be the hit. Frenzy covering off towards the jump up and towards the hotel, but Hagi now going to get the bomb down. Is he going to get out as well? Yep. It's now a bad situation. Yeah, it's a bad situation for Cyrex now.
And Frenzy's in the perfect position to stop this. If Cyrex are as passive on this retake as they are on their offenses, then this is going to be tough. I mean, even if HagiX gets caught, Frenzy's in a great spot to clutch this.
Oh, he's looking for the shots. You know exactly where he is, but Frenzy just holding it down. Oh. Look at the grenade come out, and Fragstars close it well with a frag. 6-1. And they will take map number 1 of this quarterfinals. Very, very well played. HagiX
that was a dominant performance, Tom.
Yeah, oh yeah, totally dominant. And I think that's what we said, you know, with the maps being the same, every single one out of these best out of 3s, then things do become a little bit more... It's maybe a little bit easier to sort of decide how things are going to go, isn't it? Because, you know, we see such a dominant performance like that from Fragstars. Does that come down to the map or just the situations that maybe they found themselves in? You'd like to think it is a bit of both, but definitely the map favouring Fragstars in this scenario. 6-1 victory for them. What was going wrong for Cyrex then? I think lack of bomb plants was kind of what we were leaning towards, wasn't it?
Probably a key one, yeah. It felt like a load of those rounds, they were playing super patient and super passive on a lot of their offenses, and that can work against a team that's going to be aggressive on certain maps. But on this map, Miami, you're probably not going to get away with it, really, if you keep delaying the bomb plants, and we saw that especially that I'm not sure Fragstars necessarily had phenomenal setups. They weren't playing incredibly aggressive. Maybe they knew very well and adapted over the early couple of rounds that, okay, yeah, Cyrex are playing this pretty passively. We can just sit back and relax and pick off a kill and then trade out the rest. And I think that also Cyrex, that 1 versus 2 situation that Hagex won early on, that was not one that you want to give away. Certainly we see the highlights on screen at the present time. This was their one round they did finally win. Hevel gets a good job here, taking down the 2 guys in the back. So they'll try and emulate that, I'm sure, when we hop into, well, the rematch here in Miami in just a couple of seconds.
Let's see if the adjustments can be made by Cyrex, but ultimately Fragstars will get it done, and I want to say fairly easily in a way. Once that bomb goes down at B, IVX and Co can just close it out so easily. And then we go, as mentioned, when it does come down to these maps being the same for each round of the game, then it does make things maybe a little bit easier on some of the teams who are very, very good at these maps. If we were playing maybe like a standard best out of 3 with different maps every single time, you could sort of say, right, okay, well, let's see how they do on this one. But when it comes down to this, it can be quite punishing if you are not scratched up on every single one of these maps. What map would you want to play in this 2v2, Rab? I'm curious. It has to be Raid for me. I always have to go back to the tried and tested Black Ops 2 absolute mammoth of a map. It's so good. It just plays perfectly for Search and Destroy. That's where I would go. What about you?
Yeah, I don't think you're wrong by any means. I don't think you can make any mistakes choosing Raid. I actually think I'd stand a great chance on Miami. I think that there's a lot of mistakes I've seen these teams make, and I reckon it's not my favourite map in the world, I'm not going to lie, but I think that if you know what you're doing on Miami, you can be really punishing to some of the defenses. We saw some interesting spots being pulled out by these 2 teams right here, but yeah, Raid's going to be a cracker later in the day. Moscow's also interesting. It's nice to see these maps really in, in 2 versus 2 especially, all the bomb sites are viable, right? You can go any which way you'd like to, and that's great to see. So yeah, I think maybe I'd even give Miami a go. Maybe not the prettiest map in the world, at least it's pretty dark, but yeah, I think it plays pretty well, especially for 2v2.
Yeah, I think it actually played better than I thought it would because of how big Miami is. I was kind of a bit like, oh, actually, this could be maybe a little bit too big for the 2v2 side of things, but it really didn't play out too badly. I think, a lot of it can be dictated around purple control, and we see the fight for that happen quite a lot. We always see players on bottom piano, we always see players on street looking to make their movements over towards B through that route. So it does make sense in a certain kind of way that it did work out. We will be loading into map number 2 in just a second as well. We don't see Fragstars losing this, do we, Rab, realistically?
It's going to be tough to say. I mean, Cyrex had a few early rounds to adapt, and they couldn't make it happen. So yes, they've got a few minutes here to think about exactly what went wrong that map. They can try and turn things around right here. But yeah, just need to see some more pressure, right? Because if you're Fragstars, you're like, fantastic. Let's just do exactly what we did last time, and we should walk away with this relatively comfortably. A couple of rounds didn't go their way. I mean, there was one that Hagex won the 1 versus 2 in that, yeah, that could have been a great momentum starter for Cyrex. But yeah, if I'm Fragstars hopping into this once again, I'm thinking, let's just execute the same game plan we just did. And if Cyrex want to try and adjust things, then, well, we can adapt back to that. But yeah, don't stop what's working until it starts to fail.
Absolutely not. And I think from Cyrex, as mentioned, we want to see a few more bomb plants, don't we? Get those down, and then anything can kind of happen. They had one round where it came down to a really close 1v1 towards the end, where Julex got control of the catamaran over towards A. That one time they got the bomb down, things did look a little bit more interesting. But as you can see, we are loading into Miami once again. I don't know. I think we're heading at the semi-finals pretty quick if this is how things are going to work. Fragstars looked good there in map number 1. Now we're heading to map number 2, still on Miami, of course. And it is up now to Cryex to try and get something done here. Fragstars red side, Cryex on blue, and back into it we go.
Absolutely. So once again, well, this time it's actually going to be offense. The team colors changed around this time around. But yeah, Hevel making the same play did before. Interesting to see him switch it up to a 74 Yuha. I'm pretty sure the entire last map he was using a Krig. So definitely an adjustment they think they need to make to get purple control. And I mean, yeah, I like this defensive setup from Fragstars once again. They've kind of tried to spot out the fact that no one's going A here. And now they're in perfect position to stop this offense before it even begins for Cyrex.
going to be a big hit from behind from HagiX here. Oh, he's in the perfect spot. I think if Frenzy just plays his life now, he knows that his teammate can just push around behind. There's one. Can he find the second? Yes, he can. HagiX gets it done. 1-0 to Fragstars. They just continue off where they left.
I mean, that was just brilliantly done.
Yeah, he knows they're both there. Snaps on the second, and then Hevel is already weak. 1-0.
But again, it's the execution, right? Like, we need to see some pace. They were caught in their own situation. Obviously, Cyrex can never know that there's someone behind them, but in an ideal world, they push that out quickly, they get one kill, at least get the trade, and then they find themselves in a winnable spot. They just got trapped in no man's land right there, even though they did turn around at almost the right moments. It just can't quite work out for them in the end.
Bit of a split here from Cryax. Of course, Fragstars looking like they are going to hit B, but a very slow push into Piano here. I think Hevel must be on the balcony. Yep, still up top in purple. Slow one from Fragstars, yeah.
Yeah, surprising. They're taking a leaf out of the Cyrex book, but I mean, yeah, it's interesting to see, like, the way Julix is positioned right now. He doesn't really have eyes on much. Like, he has mid, but they could have snuck all the way through A through Hotel. He is rotating back now. Seems to have got a decent idea that they're there. And Hevel might, or he did definitely catch a glimpse right there. But this could be a perfect opportunity for the defense to hold, because Fraxas haven't got this down yet. A gunfight's about to go down. Julix takes it, and wow, if he can just stay alive, Frenzy's going to get caught in the back, probably in mid-map. Not much HP remaining. And Hevel should be able to take this one down. 20 seconds left to get a bomb plant or 2 kills. I think maybe Cyrex can take this one.
It's looking like a Cyrex round, has to be said. Although, oh, Hagi is going to get the challenge under 1. Oh, I don't think he wins that gunfight. And all of a sudden, it's 1 apiece. Cyrex.
He just got bodied right now. Oh my god.
This one, yeah.
Hevel just destroyed him.
Oh, he has done. Oh, Frenzy is. I think he's seen him and didn't expect the push to the right hand side. Very well played.
Either way, that round was in a tough spot for Fragstars. I mean, nice rotations, right? And that's the thing, as we talked about at the start of the round, Fragstars taking the leaf out of the Cyrex offensive book, and guess what happens, right? It doesn't really work out in their favour. So, yeah, I mean, 1-1, and I mean, early on, it took a couple of rounds before for Cyrex to put one on the board, so seeming more competitive early on at the very least, holding a nice defense right there.
B push coming in from Cyrex. Yeah, maybe a bit of confidence to maybe take from that one. We can see Frenzy is making the big flank round all the way from A. Not going to choose to go through Hotel. It's just going to be down street. So Frenzy going to have to get his way around here, as HagiX is now going to try and stay alive, wait for his teammate to get over.
This is great positioning from Frenzy right now. This is exactly the spot you want to be in. He has good eyes on... Oh my god, the timing right there. Good eyes on whether they're going towards B, and can potentially pinch in at a perfect moment. Interesting to see HagiX, like, he's not checking the bomb, he's just holding over that little hop-up wall, so they can get it down. Once again, seems like a case of Fragstars knowing that Cyrex play things slow, and just waiting down the clock to make the perfect opportunity here for Frenzy to execute the flank as he's about to right now.
Oh, Hevel is going to find one though, but Frenzy from behind is the issue. Play this one slowly, going to find one. Oh, I don't think you would have expected Julix towards the back. Now moved his way up. Oh, grenade out towards the bomb side. Frenzy should be falling, and Cyrex take themselves a lead now. 2-1. Nicely done.
Fair play. That was nicely done. I wonder if... Yeah, I guess Frenzy couldn't have shot any earlier. I did wonder if he was like almost waiting out the plant to see if he could find the other player. Because if he gets the kill before the bomb goes down, and it was close, then it's definitely his round to lose at that point. But Julix, nice positioning, not expected by Frenzy. The nade gun combo gets the job done. So, yeah, fair play. Cyrex take the lead for the first time in the series. In a map, of course. Not they're still down 1-0.
See where the hit's going to go this time. No. Looking like Fragstars going to go over towards B.
It's a nice angle from HagiX right here on top of the bus, but the 74U is just not the weapon of choice in that situation, unfortunately. The spot from Julix is so interesting. He's just sitting behind A bomb. kind of has an idea. I wonder if this will really catch Fraxstars by surprise.
It's one we see quite often in a 4v4, isn't it? Where someone will linger around it to maybe just get the trade onto the bomb potentially going down. A bit more passive here, though, on the defensive side of things from Cyrex. Fraxstars,
well, they're going to collapse onto him.
Yeah, this is not good. Are they going to spot him towards the back as well? Surely the shot's going to come through. Yep, Frenzy deals with that. Now a 2v1 for Hevel to try and negotiate.
That's a beautiful bait and switch there by Fraxstars, and wow, and the kill as well comes through. That was just phenomenal stuff. I mean, the way that they spotted Dual-X behind that, the first man dives out of the way, and then the kill guy, I think maybe both kills get a frenzy in the end. The crit coming into effect, that's exactly how you want to play these offenses, right? You isolate one player, you trade it out, you get the kill. That's job done. Stat lines are super even. Look at that. 2-2,
Yep.
2-3, 3-2,
Very,
2-2.
very even.
More intense map than we saw game one.
Yeah, considering what we had in game number one, it is a little bit more interesting in game number two here. Oh, Hagex is going to find one, though, on the rush through. He's read that. But I think if you're Frenzy, you need to get over here pretty quickly. Surely you would imagine that one gunfight goes in your direction over towards B, that a second is probably coming through shortly.
It wasn't a good spot, but Hagex may have heard that drop down. Oh, but he runs away. I mean, wow. The timing couldn't be, well, I guess it could be better for Hevel in a sense that he stays alive for the time being. Frenzy in his favourite spot here in mid-map. But yeah, I mean, playing this one slow certainly is Hevel at the present time. And yeah, Fraxstars now have the perfect setup. They're pretty sure that he hasn't rotated off. They're going to hold this for the time being. Frenzy may have actually just spotted him right there.
Yep.
And that's the end of the round.
Lovely stuff from Fraxstars. That's 2 rounds in a row, and they are 3 rounds away from clearing things out here and heading into the semi-finals. Hagex finds the kill, though, and that just opens things up immediately, doesn't it? It makes things so much easier when you find yourself in that 1v2 scenario and it's in your advantage. Finding that opening kill is very, very important. Hagex does that well. Into the 6th round, I should say. We go.
Yeah, I just think, like, I mean, it's got to be traded, right? Like, I don't know why separating so much at that point, not the ideal, especially if you're hitting an opening rush. You need to be able to trade that one out, because the player on the defensive side, he can sit wherever he wants. He's got so many angles, so many options to choose from. The first man in on offense is going to have a hard time picking it one out, but I mean, that's why you usually have the second man there for the trade. Not this time, but yeah, Fraxstars also favouring the B-side aggression. But look at this really interesting defensive play from Cyrex, guys. They're going all the way through. They might be able to somehow trap Fraxstars in their own site right here, and Dual-X gets the first. Hagex up top is going to have to clutch another 1v2 like we saw him do map 1, and he's behind him. Oh my word.
Oh. I'd just be taking this A. I'd just be getting towards A as quickly as possible. Did Hevel hear him there? The only thing here for Hagex is that he does have the 7-4U.
I love this play, though.
Yeah, I mean, as soon as he sees both of them, he had to make that decision. Goes over towards A, gets the bomb down, and then he can play this whichever way he really wants.
This is almost a 50-50, I think, at this point. Like, it's a 1v2, but by the time they even get to the site, there's going to be 20 seconds. So look how far they're going around.
Wow.
They're going all the way back left. Like, this is, I mean, it's patience. But, I mean, I guess Hagex has got to check the bomb at some point, but, I mean, wow. If he just gets one kill and stays alive, that might spell the end here.
It might. They're checking every single corner. Boys, you honestly
15 seconds, lad. It's time to go.
You need to go. You need to go very quickly. Are they even going to get on the bomb in time? Oh, smokes.
Oh, the smoke, though.
Oh, Dual-X is going to lose the first one, though. Haggy through the smoke, missing this shot. Surely he's going to find it, and he will. Fraxstars get it done 4-2. Is Cyrex the longest way around possible? Get there quickly. You're in a 1v2.
Oh,
you don't need to necessarily clear out the whole back of the site. You just need to hit the bomb site. One of you go for the defuse, the other one protect them. I don't know.
Tough to see. I mean, you probably know that Hagex at that point has got a 74U. You got to presume he's playing pretty close to the site. You don't necessarily need to take the long fights. That's just why I love getting the bomb down at A on this map. There's so many ways to play. By the time the defense even rotates in, even if they went like the quickest way possible, you know, they would still only have had about 25 seconds. And Fraxars take the advantage once again. Another B push here. It's aggressive for once.
It is. Yeah, it needs to be something different coming out. Julix, they haven't checked the dark corner.
Oh, look at Hagiex though.
No.
Oh, and he plays it to perfection. 1v2 in the last rounds.
It's one of those, you have to check it. You have to check it. Yeah, knows the second one's coming. There's number one. There's number two. Hagiex playing that one remarkably. Very, very well played. There you go. 5-2 now. And
that was perfect stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, it looks like we're flying into the semifinals, or at least Fragstars are here. 5-2. And what potentially could be the final round of this series.
Absolutely. I mean, Hagiex again. 7-3, game one at a time. Now 7-2 on a 5 spree. That's exactly what I want to see. And the 74U, not always too easy to execute here. And oh my words, does get taken down. Frenzy gets the trade. So that's how you want to play it on your offense. You go in together. You make sure you get the trade at the very least. And now Frenzy in a 1 versus 1. He's got a clutch up. Haggie's done plenty of clutching so far this game. It's his turn, and now he gets the information.
Yeah, probably not the wisest shots coming through from Julix there, just to give away his position. Frenzy now will get his own trophies down. Where does he expect the push to come from?
Julix hops over.
Yeah, I don't think he heard him reload either. Yeah. And now surely it's going to be a Frenzy win, or is it? Julix, though, spots him out the corner of his eye and will find the round. 5-3. A little bit closer, in fairness, than the first time around. But this really could have been different for Cyrex. There's a couple of rounds that could have definitely went the other way.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, the 1 versus 2 is probably going to come back to haunt them if they do go on to lose this map. But that was a great win from Julix right there. I didn't know that he actually knew the Frenzy was in that position. Usually when the bomb's planted on the other side, you expect the guy to head back towards the heady spot by where the C is effectively. That time, Frenzy plays it differently, maybe to try and catch Julix off guard, but he's not fooled. Takes the gunfight anyway. And yeah, it's tough to say whether offense or defense has been more successful so far, Tan. But I mean, Cyrex find themselves in, once again, another must-win round here on the offense.
Fragstar's looking to lock this down. It's a split 1-1. Once again, the fattest flank in the world from Frenzy coming on through. Smoke's out towards the back. Now you got the smoke towards the back. You gotta go. You gotta make the move now. You got that locked down. You can get behind this site. It's gonna have to be a retake here for Fragstars.
They're actually doing it. Julix is in this spot again where you can see top. It's a nice spot, but at this point in the round, I'd want to consider moving out of the garage because you feel like Fragstars are going to try and make a flank come in, but they're taking their time here again, Tan, and this is what we saw earlier, right? 30 seconds on the clock. It's time to make something happen, lads.
25 seconds to go. They've got to really check the corners a little bit more. I think last time, obviously, it was a 1v2, so you can really take your time a little bit more on the 2v2s, and you kind of need to, but maybe not this long.
Why is Frenzy down there still? I can't believe what I'm seeing. All right, Frenzy's making his way in.
Gotta go for it.
Oh my god, he actually hops on the bomb. What am I watching right now, Todd? I simply don't understand.
It doesn't make much sense, does it?
No, it's tough to explain. I mean, it is like it's almost like Fragstars have given Cyrex so much respect that they're just going to take all the struts out of their playbook. But I mean, wow, the comeback is on, right? It's 2-5. Now it's 4-5. It seems like all you've got to do to win, get the bomb down, and the other lads will just sit back and relax for the rest of the round.
Well, we did say in after the first map, we need to see Cyrex get it down a little bit more. They have done, and ultimately they found their way back into the game. So this coaching this time around is free.
Absolutely. You know, we're talking about sometimes, Tan. But I mean, maybe not on every
occasionally.
map. We'll have to see. From time to time. But yeah, another slow offense. But I like this play from Cyrex right on the defense, you know. It's kind of what they did before. You've got Hevel over there trying to defend B, dual X at A. I'd like to see someone go for a bit of a flank though, right? We've seen Frenzy do that to good effect before, and dual X just sitting back and relaxing right now. Oh my god. Hevel nearly took that one away from him. And again, 45 seconds to go. They've got to make something happen. I wonder which bomb site they'll choose here.
Oh, Hevel.
He gives him the kill.
The freest kill in the world.
I don't understand why he's done that though, like, because he knows they're there. They're not going A because dual X has got it. And now 1 versus 2 to keep them alive or get some information. Knows they're going B, but this is just super tough. They're going to get the bomb down long before he can get into position, it seems.
Yep. Tough one for now. For dual X to find. He's going to spot Frenzy towards the back though. Hey, I say jump it. I say jump it. Oh, there you go. Information given over. Frenzy. It's in the middle of nowhere. They're going to be cut down. Surely though, Hagi can just play the wall.
It's the clutch master, this guy, the entire series. I'm surprised he's not going for the wall, but he probably knows that dual X isn't hopping this bomb. Oh. This could be it, Tan.
Should be it. 15 seconds to go, and now dual X decides to check the wall. Well, I hate to tell you, my friend, it is far too late to be doing that, and that bomb is done. No chance he defuses that now. Hagi will find the kill, and that will be 2-0 to Fragstars. They will get it done in pretty emphatic fashion, has to be said. Cracks were coming back, but ultimately not quite good enough to advance on through here in the Miami round of the quarterfinals, of course. An interesting one, Rab. A couple of questionable plays here and there from some of the teams. You know, when it's coming down to defusing these bombs, etc., that's really where we need to see maybe a little bit more urgency. And as the tournament goes on, maybe we'll see more of that experience coming in from some of the players. But in that one, there was definitely mistakes made, but an entertaining one nonetheless.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, there's so many situations here where you just need to be playing it more aggressive. You'll see at the 4 versus 4 level, players tend to be playing hyper aggressive in a lot of these situations, because if you don't give yourself enough time to execute, it's just not going to work out. And Sarix looked better than map 2. They came back a little bit towards the end, but still, few questionable situations going on, especially in the post plant. And I mean, we're going to have to see some improved performance on Moscow, because we'll obviously talk about the next map in when we go into our semi-finals, but still, it's going to be interesting to see how teams tackle it, because the rotations are very long on Miami. And on Moscow, they're also somewhat long, right? So teams are going to be watching this one and thinking exactly how they need to be stepping up their game if they want to take down the grand prize of this whole tournament.
There's a difficult one. This was the big one from Hagi. But Hevel and Co, they just took far too long, didn't they, to get that rotation round, and that was ultimately the story of their game. Prankstars, though, would leak a couple of rounds to them towards the end. Julex clutching up here when he needed to, finding a few rounds in a row. But, I mean, yeah, it's just some fundamentals here and there, not necessarily locked in. Hey, Rab, if they don't ask us to commentate the next one, I think we should enter.
Yeah, absolutely. I think you're not wrong. I mean, I think we could give this a good go. $200 up for grabs. Compete.playstation.com. That's the place to be. I mean, yeah, wow. I think we could make a deep run here, to be honest, especially with if Miami's in the grand finals. I think we'll be learning from some of the things we've seen today, that's for sure.
Fragstars advance on into the semi-finals, going up against Outlaw and Leggy, so that will be an interesting one. We will get to see. We'll be watching both semi-finals and the grand finals, of course, but the bracket yet to advance on the other side. But don't you worry, we do have time to get there. But as Rab mentioned, as I mentioned, it's something that we can get involved in, although I'm not too sure if we can, but you guys at home definitely can at compete.playstation.com. That's where you want to go to get yourself involved in something like this. The Open Series finals for this month are ongoing now, but you can enter for next month's competition. Multiple games on that site as well. Go check it out and get yourself signed up. But we are going to go for a very short break, and we will be coming back with the semi-finals of the Open Series here for 2v2 Search and Destroy on Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back after this quick break. Ladies and gents, welcome back to the PlayStation Open Series here. We are in to the 2v2 Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War Search and Destroy Finals. My name is Tone, joined by Tactical Rab. Once again, we've already had one game, Rab, all on Miami as mentioned as well, and it was an interesting one to say the least.
Absolutely, Ton. Great to be back. More great Call of Duty ahead of us. Interesting game. Once you can see the bracket right here, we saw Frag Stars take the victory in. That was the first semi-final we're going to be looking at here against, well, them up against Outlaw and Leggy. Have to see how this semi-final progresses, Ton.
Yeah, interested to see how it does go down, but as mentioned, into the semi-finals we go. And an interesting one at that, we just seen Frag Stars look fairly competent, of course, on Miami, but we will be playing into a different match, or a different map, as I should say. We're going into the second match, and that map in particular we'll bring up in just a second, but it does make for an interesting perspective of how things do break down. But it is going to be Moscow that we're going into here in the semi-finals. So as mentioned, we talked about it a little bit previously in that last map, that it can be one of those where those rotations are very, very long, but it's a little bit of a more interesting one about the bomb sites. Of course, things do mix up typically in 4v4 when it does come down to Moscow. Where do you see them in 2v2 going to, though, Rab? What's the main hit here? Because I'm trying to think in my head, it's maybe a little bit more difficult to break that A-bomb site with only two people potentially. I don't know. I feel as if, I'm trying to theorize around how things should work, but it is really just fluid with how the map does play out. That's how things work.
Probably we just see what happens. Yeah, I remember early in the title, especially with smokes in the game, in game battles and such, it tended to be the play to just hit A. Like most teams would just go A with 274 U's every round, chug a smoke on the left-hand side, hit out the bricks, get the bomb down and see what happens. There's not too many great bomb, plant and then defense spots like there is in Miami. So it comes down to a lot more gunfights, to be honest here. It's not too much. I don't think strategy is super relevant. I think bunch up with your teammates, hit something together and trade out the kills. I think we're probably going to see the teams with the better gun skill, the better teamwork, the better communication come out on top here on Moscow.
Well, who do you think is going to come out on here on Moscow, of course? Is it going to be Outlaw and Leggy or Frag Stars to take this one? Let us know in the Twitch chat. You can vote in the poll and earn yourself some channel points as well, which is always very, very nice to do. But the poll results coming through at this moment. Outlaw and Leggy with 73% so far, so some favourites in the chat at least anyway. Of course, this is one of the semi-finals, so this is for a spot in that grand final, but at this point they've guaranteed themselves some money and some COD points at least anyway. I believe it was $50 for fourth place, so not a bad night's work for just winning a few games of 2v2 Search and Destroy. I'm saying, Rab, it wouldn't be a bad idea for us to enter this next time. I think we could compete, to be honest with you. We'll get back on the sticks again. I'm not going to tell you what happened last time I competed, because it wasn't very good. But besides the point, I think we could do all right.
Absolutely, I think we could give it a good go. Interesting to see how Outlaw and Leggy perform here, because, of course, look, we just saw Frag Stars come off a hot win. They look pretty good at times. The teamwork, the cohesion seemed to be there.
Was it just
but
Miami,
not favourites,
though?
It seems. It's a good question. Was it just Miami, though? Gonna see. Can Hagiex continue to clutch these crazy 1v2s that he likes to do? I think it's going to be harder on Moscow, especially if Outlaw and Leggy put up a deep fight. They played together. I think, I can see where the chat's coming from in this one, but obviously we don't have too much to go on.
Yeah, we don't. I don't imagine everybody's friends are jumping in and making sure that they are voting for them. So please do keep voting on that one. Nonetheless, we will be heading into this game very, very shortly. But, I think I'd have to go with Frag Stars. I've seen a couple of good players from them. We've seen a couple of questionable ones as well, where the retake of the bomb site was really taking quite a while, wasn't it? Some of these players maybe getting a little bit nervous in the moment. You like to see maybe that quicker, that more coming with the making the plays as they go. I'm trying to think of the word, the more, what's the word where you go first? They need to be more proactive is kind of what I was leaning towards. They need to be the ones making the movements in that scenario. So let's see if they can go on to do that here in this game. Of course, completely different opponents, completely different map. And if you did miss the first map and how things do break down, each round there is one map you played 3 times. You've obviously got to win that in a best out of 3, first to 6 as per usual for Search and Destroy. And it does make an interesting dynamic, but at the same time, Fragstars, were they just good at Miami? Is it now going to come over towards Moscow? And it could be one of their worst maps, Rab, and it sometimes could just go in the opposite direction because of that, potentially.
That is the thing. If you're one of these teams, you've got to have a pretty deep map pool, right? They've already won a checkmate in this tournament. They've won an Express. They've now won a Miami. You've got to win one of every single map to win the tournament. So that's the thing, right? Outlaws and Leggy versus Fragstars. They're not going to have, well, I imagine the easiest time here. Who knows if it's a good map for them, Moscow. And, well, they're going to have to win it twice, which is not so easy to do in this series. But it'd be nice to see a long one, though, right? It'd be nice to see like a 6-5 around 11.
Yeah.
So we don't really know who's the better team. And then that could obviously mean the series goes the distance.
Yeah, it does make things very, very interesting. But if we do have a close one, of course, it does come down to that third map, potentially. It's essentially playing a search and destroy, but as mentioned, in that kind of best out of... Well, I was saying for 2 maps, it would have been the best out of 23, but realistically, what would it be over the 3? I'm not 100% sure. I'm not going to try and do the maths, but it's multiple rounds over it, isn't it? But just changing up the host to make sure things are fair on that side of things as well. But I do believe we are loading in very, very shortly. We're just trying to get the players in the lobby and get things started up. But Fragstars has to be said. You know, we were impressed by them on occasion on Miami. Can they bring it over towards Moscow? I'm trying to think where the better setup would be when it comes down to A and B. If you can get that bomb down, I suppose it's a much easier side to watch on the A side of things. You know, B can be maybe a little bit hectic. I don't know. It's one of those, isn't it? That neither bomb sites has a long sight line onto it that you can see it from, and it has to be a case of just making sure you are controlling those sites, Rab.
Yeah, absolutely. I wonder how the offenses will adapt to some of the defensive setups, because if I was on defense, I'd love to have a guy mid-map every single round just to keep an eye on the B-cross. And from A and from mid, you can very quickly rotate either back to A or up through S-keys to A. So that's an ideal spot. But how do you position your second guy? Do you play it together? Do you occasionally play super aggro on the defenses, hit through mid, hit up S-keys? I think that's a pretty successful, can be at times, defensive strat. Just straight down mid, up escalators, and try and catch the guys coming A quick. And if it doesn't work, turn around and go B. And the adaptation on this map's really interesting. In terms of post plants, you can play A from like any which way you want. You can get the bomb down, you can play it from bricks, you can head out their side, you can wrap escalators, you can go like all the way through. It's a tough site to retake, to be honest, but then again, you kind of know where the players are going to be. On B, the rotation over there can be a little bit longer. There is some decent plant spots. For example, there's a bus over by the boulevard, or however they call it, and you can look under that and see the bomb when it's planted on the right-hand side. But yeah, it's going to be interesting to see. I wonder what some of the best teams will come out with here, Tom.
Yeah, you know, I think you're right about B, but then that's keeping a hold of the whole street side of things. I suppose it does become a little bit more difficult. But as mentioned, you know, when it does come down to 2v2, there doesn't necessarily need to be a set strategy for each site or anything. It's really just about playing together and making sure you are getting your trades, and it usually is going to come down to who's winning those gunfights. The S&D strats are a little bit harder to come by when it does come down to 2v2. So it does make things very, very interesting, but at the same time, it can come down to just some bad timing. That's search and destroy, though, in a sense, isn't it? You know, it really can be unfortunate rounds don't go in your favour. Let's see which way it does go. We will be loading in very, very shortly. I apologise for the delay. We'll be jumping in as soon as we can into the semi-final. We've got another semi-final coming up after this as well. And then, of course, the grand finals to finish things off. But then we won't be done. This is, of course, just in Europe. We're taking a short break and going over to North America once things are done over here. So we still have plenty of 2v2 action to come for you this evening. But as mentioned, if you guys do want to enter next month's competition, it is compete.playstation.com. Get yourself involved, and you could be the ones up here winning these prizes. What was it? 13,000 COD points for this one. It's ridiculous. Absolutely insane from the guys at Sony putting on that many COD points just for a little 2v2. You love to see it, Rab.
It's substantial, certainly. You can certainly get a long way with that. One thing I'm also keeping my eyes on for this series, I just had a look at the bracket right here, and we talked about Fragstars being a German team. Their opponents in this match are also a German team. So, you know, the whole discussion is to, yeah, absolutely. All German matchup. Certainly going to be seeing a German team in the grand finals at the very least. And, I mean, also you've got to consider that last match, Germany versus Russia. Maybe the host situation was a little bit, yeah, obviously didn't seem to make too much difference in the end. But, I mean, here we might have a fairer game from the very start, and well, honestly, just looking forward to diving in.
Yeah, just looking forward to jumping in. I'm the same as you, Rab. Hopefully we will be getting in there very, very shortly. I do believe we are nearly ready to go. Hopefully things will be cracking on in Moscow here. But yeah, it's an interesting one, which way it is going to be played. But as the evening goes on, 2v2, we'll maybe wrap our heads around some of the decisions as time does go on. But as I say, we are loading into Moscow. And something else that I mentioned, are we going to see the typical Krieg 7-4U meta? Are we going to see that from the other side of things? Of course, Fragstars, we've seen them using majorly the meta side of weapons, didn't they? There was very much a strong reliance on these guns that are very prevalent in the 4v4 scene. Now, is this going to be the case for the other team as well here? I'm not 100% sure, but it is looking like that is the case. 7-4U's here for Leggy. And let's see how things are going to start for them. And it's going to be them on the attack on the blue side, and Fragstars in the red on the defensive.
Absolutely wonderful stuff. This is what you like to see. Headed over towards the A-bomb site. Seems like these guys know what they're doing. So, just absolutely destroyed into A. Fragstars setting up for this mid. Eski's push. I talked to it well. Straight down mid. Interesting setup. And Hagex gets traded out. And this is going to be a much more chaotic map, I think.
Oh, it is. There
already.
you go. Round number 1 over and done with. Fragstars 1-0 up now. Just a good trade coming here by Frenzy. Leggy just can't get much further in that. It's round number 1.
Really interesting setup, to be honest. Yeah, from Outlaw and Leggy, right? Yeah, I did not think they were going to do that. Usually you'll see, okay, if you're hitting Eskies, you're just going to go straight through, get the bomb down. Running down, it kind of puts you in a tough spot, because if the other player were to come around the right-hand side of that middle square type thing, they probably would have got the round was probably over then and there. I like this red dot reticle coming out from Engine, by the way. Like that little chevron type thing. I think that's going to help you shoot straighter, to be honest. Look at this angle as well. You can see everything. You can see mid.
Yeah, I like that. It's somebody who's using the peripheral vision to try and sort of distinguish what's going on. I think it's just one of them. You sit back a little bit and you wait for the movement, make the call-outs.
It's a nice setup. You can be pretty confident that if you see someone, you can get away with your life. And that's going to give a lot of information. And the guy over at A just has to worry about Eskies. Oh, and he gets one.
Either. Yep, they didn't see him.
And he's back up into the same spot. The traffic light spot. Unbeaten so far. Hagex 1v2.
Do you think we see this at the weekend in the 4v4?
I wouldn't be surprised. He must have seen it there. He didn't want to take the gunfight. Oh,
it's not a spot you'd usually see somebody in, though, is it?
Oh, he didn't see him cross.
I don't think he did,
Nah, Engine can't have done it. He would have called it out to his teammate. Oh my god, but once again, the bomb's taking its time. No. Oh my god, the timing right there.
Oh, but he's actually going to get it locked down. I mean, surely they're like, well, wow. He's obviously at B.
Where else could he be? I guess Engine thought there was no way he could have possibly got through mid, but sometimes you blink, you legit blink and you miss him. And here we go, 1v2. Hagex has done it before. This will be a massive round.
Yeah, it would be huge. It's got 7-4U inside of B as well, so these gunfights, I mean, you can see here, though, Leggy and Engine, though, playing this one very close together. I say that as they do start to split. Haggy, though, he's going to run to the site, and that's going to be an easy cleanup. Engine will get the kill, and the defuse coming on through. One apiece now.
Like to see some pace on the retake, They're hitting it quick, they're getting the job done. That's what you want to see on the retakes here. And if Moscow is the smaller maps, you can make it happen a little bit easier as well. But Hagex just found himself in no man's land, really. You've planted the bomb for the other side, you find yourself in the double window room. You've really got to be playing it out from the buses there, because running into that room with 15 seconds left, you're not getting a two-piece. But I mean, 1-1 in this game. Nice to see early on. I don't know how to call this time, to be honest.
It's hard to say, isn't it? Both of them seem to be knowing what they're doing, at least.
The semi-finals of the Sony Open Series. This is some pretty serious stuff.
No big hits towards the mid part of the map, at least, anyway, to kick things off.
And here they go up mid. We could see some gunfights very soon. I'm surprised Fragstars haven't... Oh, they're splitting up here, Fragstars. Don't know if I like that necessarily, but player number 5 in Frenzy could be in a perfect position, but did he know? think Engine might know. He doesn't. Gets the first. Oh, now they're back together. This is perfectly played from Fragstars.
Oh, just about, but Leggy is able to find the pick. Now, Haggy in a 1 versus 1. Oh, he's stuck around as well. Just needs to play time yet. He's going to check it. No, Leggy.
Oh, man. The tension is real. And Hagix just dips back at the inopportune moment. He's going to go for the mid... what is going on right now? These players are playing ring around the rosy, and Hagix is in a nice spot. He feels like Leggy's still over towards A. But now the plays come... Oh, my God. You can't believe this. You can't make this stuff up, Tad. They've just run around each other. Leggy's getting it down at B. Hagix is going to be so confused how that's even happened. And the advantage now falls to Outlaws and Co. And a gunfight might be going down.
Oh, did he see him crossing over towards the back? I don't think he did. Now going to be challenged. Surely he falls. The timing is just not there. And now there's the positioning, really. I think in that scenario, if you're Leggy, you've got to hold tight. Just play a close corner. 1v1s in Search and Destroy. There's no sort of tried and tested way to play them, but playing your life a little bit longer than that probably would have been better.
Yeah, that's tough. I mean, I like the way Fragstars play this in terms of the fact that Haggy came back to support. But I mean, you don't really want to be challenging that gunfight over towards the bricks there. Played it very well in the 1v1 though. I thought he actually played that perfectly. Leggy did a great job getting the bomb down as well. But yeah, just in the end, the fact that Leggy ran out of the room there, he's either going to be to your right or to your left, and you just came out without even checking anything. Not the ideal situation, but still, 2-1 advantage to Fragstars. Nothing they can't come back from here. And it could be an absolute nightmare towards this Haystack. Fireworks might be about to fly.
Oh, shot's going to come through. Oh, my goodness, mate. Outlaw and Leggy find the round immediately. And this is what can happen in 2v2 Search and Destroy. Big fights come through. Both teams commit to a bomb site. And, well, they can be over in the blink of an eye. And that was that.
And that was that. Quick. That's my preferred way to go on this map on the defense. You go right side, you get on exactly where that kill was, over that bricks head, like heady over there, and you can take those gunfights very comfortably with whatever weapon you have in your hand. So yeah, a quick tie up, and to me it feels like the rounds that Fragstars have won have been maybe less convincing, to be honest. And I think that I might be favouring Outlaw and Leggy here for the rest of the game, but who knows?
Let's see then. Bit of a slower one now. Hit over towards A is going to come through from Outlaw and Leggy, but what confuses me, they're called Outlaw and Leggy, but it's Kevin and Leggy.
It's Engine.
Engine, so sorry, confused. Not Kevin.
Maybe his name is Kevin.
Maybe it is. Maybe it was just back. A very wild guess. Oh, they're pinned in a bit here. Ooh. Yeah, Engine putting the shots in. I think this is the time where you try and get it down and just try and invite the pressure in.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm surprised they didn't go for it initially, but they still find themselves in a great spot right here. The Engine and Leggy, who even knows? And once again, Fragstar's got to execute this retake. I don't know if Hagix probably has his trademark 74U at this point, so should be well positioned in terms of weaponry, but still, 30 seconds on the clock, lads. We've got to make a move.
Got to be thinking about doing something very, very shortly. Trophy's out. Just it's going to give information, though, isn't it? Oh, Engine should surely back down from this fight. He does so, and then Leggy will find one. Frenzy now, 12 seconds. Challenges one. That should be the round. No time to defuse. The kill comes through. Outlaw and Leggy finding 2 in a row here. 3-2 now. Very, very close game here on Moscow.
Absolutely, yeah. I just think the way Fragstars played that made it too easy for the defense, or for the site defending the bomb that was planted, because like they just knew the direction they were coming from. They played the angles together. They backed down from the gunfights. When you've got both players hopping out of eskies like that, it's really going to end well. And Outlaw and Leggy played that round to perfection, to be honest. They waited out the defense. They got the bomb down, executed it without losing a player. So 2 rounds in a row where neither of the players have died, which is a good sign. And more gunfights coming up.
Oh, Frenzy's going to win the first and the second. Back and forth between these two. 3-3 now.
Wow, the angles there were crazy that he was getting. Not sure what's going on with our visuals right here, but I mean, what a round that ended up being. Frenzy takes down both of them. And, I mean, fair play, the trade was in as well. So this is what I was talking about. We head to Moscow, trades are going to be more important. The teams with the better gun skill are probably going to come out on top. And, well, it's all tied up 3-3. Who could call it?
It's hard to call, isn't it? Very, very tight game here so far in Moscow. Where's the heck going to come now? I like the strategy of just hitting it at the same time. And then, you know, if you've got control of the bomb site, you get it down. If you don't, you're in a firefight and you see who comes out in the 2v2. So far, a very, very close game between these two. Looking like a B hit to come out
over there at the street. I don't know if you can really see the guy through that car. There's a very nice spot that you can play on defense behind that car that Engine was looking at. That makes it very difficult to spot you, and you can effectively shut down any B rush. But in a 2v2, you're kind of useless sitting over there. That's probably why we don't see Fragstars opting for a setup like that. But once again, giving up a bomb plant, I just can't see this as being the best play. If it were me on the defense, I'd be doing something much more aggressive here. At least playing for some info. And again, they find themselves in a very similar spot. Last time they were retaking A, now it's B. And we'll see if they get the same outcome.
It's going to be a hard hit. Keeping an eye on where they are getting set up, but it's going to be hitting together. Frenzy first one through the door, and I believe he's the one with the Krig, and well, he's going to fall immediately. I'd like to see Haggy being the one making the push, and well, he's going to get flanked by Engine. Call-out's going to come through. He's going to get gunned nonetheless. Oh, has he got the spot for the bomb through the wall? Well, he knows he has to defuse it, and he knows that he can easily find the kill. 4-3 now for Outlaw and Leggy. Looking good, but I believe we'll see a close game in game number 2 when that does come up. Aggie checks the corner immediately. Nicely done.
Yeah, the call-out didn't quite come in quickly enough. But, I mean, they win the round anyway. Oh. Interesting stuff. Not exactly sure what's going on here. Seems to be a 4-3 victory for one of the teams.
Yeah, we'll jump back in when we possibly can. 4-3 though at this moment in time, and we will figure out what's going on as soon as possible. But some of those strategies necessarily working, you know, the 2v2 hits, it kind of comes down to who's going to win your gunfights, and that's kind of the direction that we're leaning in for this one here, Rob. It's very much been about get your gun up, whoever's winning the fight's going to win the round.
Yeah, that's been the case in some rounds, certainly, but we've seen a couple of retakes now that have gone the way of the team that's been defending the bomb site, and we've seen a couple of times now Fragstars giving up one of those bomb sites, and then all of a sudden the other team gets the bomb down, and what do you know, they walk away with the round. So it's going to be interesting to see how this one develops going forwards. I think that Outlaw and Leggy probably in the driving seat right now, at least in terms of how they're playing the match and in terms of the scoreline that we did just see. So wonder how this one's going to progress. I'm not exactly sure what's going on.
Yeah, no, we'll get sorted and we'll get back into this game as soon as we possibly can. We will figure out what's going on. And as soon as we are told, we will let you guys know. Just keeping an eye of what's going on, though. On one side of things, we'll keep you up to date. But nonetheless, Moscow's been a bit more... I want to say a bit more clean cut in a sense. It's been a bit easier to read of what players are going to do. I want to say this game's maybe been a little bit more advanced than the previous one we've seen as well. Things definitely a little bit tighter. Things definitely a little bit more advanced in terms of how things are working. Still, though, when it's coming to the retakes for some of these teams, we need to be a little bit more snappier on those potentially for both teams. But as you can see on the screen, it was 4-3 when we did end things originally. Heading back into it, Outlaw and Leggy need 2 more rounds. Fragstars need the 3.
Wonderful to see that up-to-date overlay, and yeah, well, Outlaw and Leggy in a great spot, and this is what I wanted to see from some of these teams, making a fast defensive play up the Eskies, and they can catch them out. Oh, well, the first kill goes their way, and Hagix again in a 1v2. This guy is immaculate for 1 versus 2 situations. In the first series we saw, he was winning them. This time, it's going to be much more difficult against a very tight unit. They're playing it perfectly right here. Teaming up, get a kill, play it together. This is how you win these 2v2 situations, and yeah, Hagix not going for the bomb plants, which may come back to bite him right here.
Yeah, the team names in the top are mixed up with the players on the teams, though, so it is 4-3, as mentioned, Outlaw and Leggy. That's right, but the players on that side are incorrect, so we will keep up to date with how things are going. Fragstars, though, not looking good in this round, and Haggy will fall. That's going to now be 5-3 to Outlaw and Leggy. Very, very well played. find that first pick and then just play their lives well together. Leggy finds the shots. The 7-4U is accurate. Engine was there to clean up if needs be.
Absolutely. Actually, yeah, I do believe it should be 5-3 now.
Yeah, it's 5-3. Yeah, 5-3.
Yeah,
team names are wrong on the in-game overlay. Yeah.
Yeah, I believe that's the case. And I mean, wow, another clinical round, to be honest, from Outlaw and Leggy. They're just playing this to perfection. Early on, it was back and forth. But I mean, once again, they're taking it slow. Seems like another pretty heavy defensive push in from the Frag Stars. But Hackett gets picked, and that could spell the end of the game here.
That could be it. It's a very, very difficult one to take back. But Frenzy will find one. It's a 1v5, a 1v1, I should say. 1v5? What year is it?
Look at the instant reaction as well. I just love that from Engine. Teammate gets picked, instantly getting the bomb down. Yeah,
much more heads up players. Are going to preempt this as well? Yes, he is. And that is going to be Outlaw and Leggy winning this one 6-3. They needed 2 rounds. They were 4-3 up. So we jumped back into things, and that will be that. The 2 rounds come very, very quickly. And that will be the end of the map. Nicely done. Expects the push around the back. Frenzy will fall, and that will be the end of map number 1. Outlaw and Leggy get it done here in Moscow, and overall probably looked the better team, it has to be said. I know that's easy to say when obviously they went on to win it, but a couple of those gunfights and a couple of those interactions that they've come with, it just seems as if they are maybe a bit more well prepared for 2v2. You can see that from the bus stop spot that we're going to be seeing at the beginning of the game from Leggy when he's sitting up on top. I think it might have been Engine actually just watching the whole cover when he could as well. It makes it much more difficult for the other team to do something on this map when people are covering it so well like that, Rab.
Absolutely, yeah. Just dominance, to be honest, most of the time. They close it out 6-3. Impressive at the end of the day. Gotta say, Engine's reticle on his Krieg, that is what we're talking about right there. That's going to make you shoot a lot straighter. Just love to see that. Yes. And comes up clutch towards the end of that game as well. We'll run through some highlights right here. Early in that game, certainly it was it was certainly a back and forth affair early on. But yeah, I mean, Outlaw and Leggy closed it out with aplomb towards the end. Fragstars took that first game, and not quite seeing what we saw from them early on. Miami, of course, the Twitch chat seems to have got this right for now. They went 73% favourites for Outlaw and Leggy, and I mean, we kind of see that bore out. And we talked about it before in our previous matchup. I've obviously got a few minutes now to Fragstars to see what went wrong for them, try and execute things a little bit better this time round. I think really it's the plays on defense that I would like to see more aggression from them. I don't think in 2v2s you can readily give up as many bomb sites as they did and hope to retake them effectively up against a team like Outlaw and Leggy and how they're playing right now.
Yeah, it's interesting to see if they can adapt as things do move in to the next game, but that's what's beautiful about playing 3 maps in a row of the same map. Things can adapt as time does go on. Maybe you can learn what the other team are doing, but ultimately I think in some scenarios it doesn't matter too much when it does come down to these 2v2s, because it is, as mentioned, very gunfight orientated. Suddenly if you find one gunfight, you're in a 2v1, and 2v1s are a lot easier to win, I think, than other people maybe give them credit. You've just got to play your lives together. If you get unfortunate timing where they come right behind, then yeah, okay, it can happen, but you should be able to trade fairly effectively on this game, you would think, Rab. So being, you know, in that 2v1 scenario is definitely beneficial.
Absolutely, like the guns, they take some more time to kill in this game than other games. Certainly 5 shots a lot of the time, so getting a 2-piece is not easily done, especially when players are stacking up, as we saw Outlaw and Leggy do to great effect in that game 1. That is really the recipe for success right here. It may well carry them through to the grand finals, and it may well win them this tournament if they keep playing as disciplined as they are. Trade out a kill, and if you win the first gunfight, regardless what happens, get in a 2 versus 1 situation, play it together. Doesn't matter what you do a lot of the time. You can be running around the map wherever you want, but with enough time on the clock, just teaming up with your teammate and playing that buddy system is probably going to get you over the line. And the better teams here will employ that to great effect. And well, we're going to see it maybe manifest once again. Back on Moscow for this game too, Tan.
Yep, back into Moscow once again. Of course, for the grand finals, we will be going over towards Raid. We're going to be watching the other semi-finals, though, when this game is done. It's going to be interesting to see who does get into those grand finals and what's been going on the other side of the bracket, because we've mostly been over this side. But Fragstars, they are the ones that need this map more now, as we are heading into map number 2 between these two. 1-0 lead for Outlaw and Leggy. And Engine's going to find the first blood. Frenzy trades that one away 1v1.
I thought Frenzy was going to chow that, but yeah, the opening engagements. And I mean, if anything, Leggy, he knows the guy has a Krig. He's got to be kind of scared of that. So here comes the flank. I wonder how quick he will be to execute this, because he should know at this point that Frenzy's gone either mid or all the way to B. So that's the thing of your Frenzy. You have no idea right now where Leggy's playing this one from. And in that kind of position, do you take your time? Do you get the bomb down? I mean, he's getting chased very quickly by Leggy a ton.
Yeah, Leggy's really playing the bomb sites, isn't he? All the way around. Does he know where Frenzy is?
Does he spot him?
Did he see him?
Oh my word.
Oh, no, look at the timing. Oh,
my
no,
God,
he hasn't seen
each other
him.
yet. I can't believe it. I thought for sure we saw him.
No way he's going to get over the way. You are having me on.
Just let you turn around. We've got to have a gunfight. Oh my God. Finally. That was outrageous.
That was horrible
chased each other
timing.
for half an hour. Well, fair play to Frenzy. I mean, Frenzy, if anything, played that the better of the two. I mean, it was an unorthodox play, to be honest, going up to that top building right there, even though you have to get the bomb down, and yet you're just sitting in their spawn hoping to catch the guy rotating. Leggy does rotate, but not in the most expected manner. So once again, Frag starts up 1-0 here. This happened last time in maybe a more traditional round, but I mean, they still lost the map, so got to capitalize on this advantage early.
They do. Let's see. Fragstars can keep this up. They've still got Haggy in the middle, though. Is he going to be able to find this first kill? Yes, he is. Does the trade come through from Engine? Trying his best, and Frenzy is there. Nicely done from Fragstars. Much better so far in this second map. Very well played. 2-0.
That was perfectly done right there. I mean, HaggyX wins the first kill. A very close one. Somehow he survives. I cannot believe he survived that. And I mean, you know, his teammate knows he has to probably get the trade there quickly, but Frenzy perfectly positioned. So, as we were just saying, 2-0 advantage. This is the best case scenario, really, for Fragstars looking to tie up this series.
Can we head towards B for Fragstar? Oh, shots in. That's going to give a bit of information over. They may well not find the kill if you're Engine, but nonetheless, you still have that little bit of information where the hit was coming. They have to back on down. And if you are, of course, on the side of Legend Engine here, you can just push forward. You can get a little bit more real estate. It's a harder hit now for Fragstars to try and pull off. He's seeing Frenzy down this left-hand side. Charles him as well. Oh my God. The beams. Hilarious shots from Engine. Now Haggy will challenge this as well. Engine will just have to back down 1v2.
Just very well played once again. I'm somewhat surprised he went for that challenge, but gets the job done. I also love what Leggy's arrow has been doing this round as well, like patrolling the rest of the map, knows that Engine's safe from wherever, and he could be getting a gunfighter to close this one out. And he does.
2-1 now. Look at those shots, though, from Engine. My word.
Pristine.
Beams on the boy. Fantastic
That's
shots.
A bounce back that they very much needed.
Yeah, 100%. Two-one now. Fragstar still in this one. Looking to get back into this game after losing map number 1 on Moscow. Hit coming in here from Engine as well. We've already seen the Crispies wrap. Frenzy's going to find the first, though. Leggy will fall. Now Engine in the 1v2. Should never be losing this if you're Fragstars, because the challenge is going to come through. And Fragstars find another 3-1 now.
Yeah, nicely executed on the defense. We've seen a couple of times now where the defensive team has done a great job over here. I think a great angle from Frenzy, to be honest, catching the player off guard. Engine, oh my word. Crispy's almost again, as you mentioned. Not enough, and once the one player gets away in that situation, you kind of lose faith you can win it. Nice setup from Fragstars again. 3-1. Last game it was 3-3. So, I don't want to let you there. They've got to start stringing together some rounds here if they want to close out this series comfortably.
Oh, they've got strong on the bomb site. B hit going to be coming in here from Frag Stars, but it is slow, so Outlaw and Leggy will have a chance to rotate around at least. But the problem is they would have thought it would have been a quick B hit, and we would have seen them. So now they could be walking into trouble potentially, but Hagi is going to take his time here. But it's going to give an opportunity now for Outlaw and Leggy to get back round.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, once again, the opportunity's there for the plant, but obviously they don't know that. Leggy coming in from the back here. This is one of the spots that sometimes you can get stuck in the floor, so you want to be careful. You don't leave your teammate in a lone situation. And yeah, still, the patience right now from Fragstars is incredible. Maybe they'll go for something here. Finally, it seems like they might be playing for this bomb plant. They're taking their time.
Just plant it, mate. Come on.
He's going to do it. He's going to do it.
They've had control of the bomb site for about 6 years. There you go. Now, Engine going to have to walk away from the furthest point away from B as actually possible on this map. Franzi's going to catch him in the map, surely. Or is he going to get caught out from behind? Engine's going to be the first to fall. Is the trade going to come through? Yes, it is. Hagi in bedroom. Leggy, though, will he be expecting the gunfight to come through instantly? No, he won't. Frag Stars with another round. 4-1 now. Looking much better on map number 2 here.
Yeah, that was greatly played. I mean, Hagiex once again finds himself in a 1vx situation, gets the job done. This was close, man. Leggy comes flying in that window. The hipfire must have connected. That would have been a massive round, but a 4-1 advantage, the biggest advantage we've seen so far in this series, goes to the team down 1-0. So, yeah, this is massive. Fragstars, they've got to find a way to close this one out and take us to a game 3.
2 rounds away for them. Things really have changed up from what we've seen. Gunfight's just going in the direction of Fragstars. There's been a couple of 1v1s gone in their favour, which could have swung it either way. Here, though, for Outlaw and Leggy, they're going to be able to get this bomb down at 8. Should be a 2v2 retake. Nice to see the quick plant come through, but can they defend it?
Yeah, absolutely. This is the ideal situation, to be honest, for them. It seems like Fragstars attempted to split up here. Not always sure this is the best play, but sometimes can be, because the team defending the bomb expects you to both come the same way. So if you don't, you won't be able to catch them off guard. But once again, the gunfights need to go down quick.
No, Leggy's just going to get shouldered, really. And now Frenzy looking to find one on the other side of things, but surely the fight is going to go the right way. Engine does find one, though. Is he expecting it round from behind? They've taken their time far too long. Engine checks it. Does he have time? No, he does not. Now Outlaw and Leggy, well, play the time just about correctly, but, I mean, has to be said, Fragstars took their time at getting a hold of that defuse. Got to move quicker.
Yeah, absolutely. We've seen that in the last series as well. I just got to give props to Engine, to be honest. Played this one really well. He finds the first kill, knows that if he just lies down and stays alive for like 5 more seconds, the round is his. Doesn't matter that the kill goes the way of Hagiex. There's no time to defuse the bomb. 4 streak, yes, but round win, no. And 4-2's looking a lot better than 5-1 would have done.
It's a lot of a different scoreline, isn't it? It's a big, big difference. 4-2 though, as I said. Push towards, well, looking like B. Engine playing this spot on the cart. Well, he's just
that was the spot that I was talking about, but...
Yeah, we're going to walk out in the middle of absolutely nowhere.
What is that about? I guess he didn't want to do his bus stop spot again. So he was thinking, where else can I stand that achieves the same thing? But doesn't
and then immediately, and then immediately thought, let's just walk into the middle of the road, probably the most open area on the map.
Yeah, Frenzy in that bus, just no remorse, I guess. Just cuts him down. And Fragstars, this is their chance, right? You got 5-2 here. The game should be theoretically unlosable. And they get the job done very nicely. I've got to say, I'm really impressed by the trades we've seen come out from this team so far. And Outlaw and Leggy just can't find quite the same, I guess, run through the other team ability. I just don't get
why. I don't want to get why he's pushed that far. I think in that scenario, if you just sit back and watch the street, they can't really do a great deal over towards B. Yes, okay, they can push through mid map, but then you're at a good chance to retake. I don't know. It just seems to have been a strange game out of Outlaw and Leggy. Now 5-2 to Fragstars. We're going to have to see some comeback here.
Yeah, absolutely. Kind of interesting. Like, it feels in a way that they've played so many rounds at this point of Moscow that they kind of feel like the straps that they were doing aren't going to work again. And that's why they've been switching things up. And it hasn't been working well. And Fragstars have done well to capitalize on mistakes. But here we go. Another bomb plant. This is where Outlaw and Leggy have had success in effectively waiting out the relatively slow retake that may well again come through here from Fragstars.
It is always quite the slow retake, isn't it?
Here we go. Catch up with you in 10 seconds, Ton. We get a gunfight.
Yeah, I know. We'll check in soon. Has he seen Engine? Oh, he has done, but he hasn't been able to find the kill. Engine gets away, plays his life. I'll expect Frenzy from behind, though. Good snap, but not quite good enough.
God.
Engine deals with him. And now Haggy in a 1v2. Not looking likely. Outlaw and Leggy will get back into this one. 5-3 now.
Yeah, really impressive stuff there from Engine. I mean, look at this gunfight he wins. Like, I guess they... Oh, my word. The hipfire comes through for sure, but that's not one you want to lose on the side of Fragstars, and finishes off the job as well with a 19-11. So, yeah, massive round win. This is the recipe for success for Outlaw and Leggy. Go to a bomb site, get it down, and execute from there.
All right then, Outlaw and Leggy, can you find 3 in a row here? It's not going to be easy though, and have they read it right this time? They're just getting aggressive through the mid-map. Look, can probably kind of write a B push off now, so push up Eskies is going to come through. Shot's going to go back through though from Fragstars, and that's going to force them away and gives it a little bit of information over.
Yeah, he gets spotted. Engine over here again, and not going to be able to see Frenzy through that wall, unfortunately for him. Again, I like this defensive setup. He's just in a good spot to pinch with his teammate, and the gunfights could be going down here.
Oh, shot's going to come through, and Outlaw and Leggy find 2 more. 5-4 now. Well, it's getting a little bit scary.
Absolutely. 5-2, now 5-4. A nice defensive hold. If anything, you see that the offense can sometimes be in an advantage because it's tough to hold off both sites, and we've seen Outlaw and Leggy a couple of times successfully get the bomb down and defend it. If they can do that again here, we have a round 11 on our hands. And, I mean, the momentum is certainly with those guys right now.
Can they continue this though? Oh, it's a big fight over towards A. Shot's going to go through. Is he going to trade this out? Yes, he is. Engine finds 1. And Haggy will do the right thing probably in backing down. He's going to wrap this one round. Plant the bomb. Oh, this is a big gunfight. It's a huge gunfight. Engine's going to put the grenade down though.
He doesn't know.
Giving away his position. Oh, has he seen both of them? Yes, he has. Oh, Engine will find one, and all of a sudden, that's 3 rounds in a row for Outlaw and Leggy. 5-5. We go to round 11.
There it is, man. Engine again with the crispy shots. I mean, look at that. Just snaps onto target, takes the gunfight. And from a 2-5 deficit, Engine on a 5 spree. Looking to close out this game, and I feel like you gotta say, again on the offense here, our Outlaw and Leggy, if they could just do the same thing they've done these last 3 offenses it feels like they've played.
Yep, just
again,
be aggressive.
It might be gunfights towards A. Here we go.
Just have to be aggressive. Oh, here we go, Frenzy. He's going to line it up first. Oh, Leggy's going to gun him. Oh, it's a 1v2. Now for Haggy, we have seen them come through before. And I love this. This is the first really good heads-up bit of play of S&D I've seen. Well, I thought they were just going all the way towards B, but they've just backed down to library.
I kind of like this though, right? You think,
yeah,
all right, what's the guy going to do in the 1v2? Is he going to just... I mean, you can see Haggy's just sitting still, praying they come back to A. But at the same time, if you're Outlaw and Leggy, you've got plenty of time, right? Let's make sure you can trade it out with your team. They are going to hit back to A, it seems, which at least gives Haggy a chance in this situation. But he's been spotted. He's on 5 health. Oh my god.
Oh, he should surely be dead. He's somehow surviving towards the back. And this is going to look like 4 rounds in a row for Outlaw and Leggy. They knew where Haggy was, though. Do they still expect him towards the back? He's got to do something.
This is to take the game.
Yeah, he's got to do something. He spots Engine, though. Did he spot him back? Yes, he did. And Outlaw and Leggy, 4 rounds in a row. 6-5 on map number 2 after taking away map number 1, 6-3. And they will advance on to the grand finals here at the Sony Open Series 2v2 finals here in Europe. Very, very well played in the end, but you can't let that amount of rounds leak. I think it got to the point, though, where they were so far down, they just started getting aggressive, and Fragstars couldn't deal with it there, Rab.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, what a game from Outlaws and Leggy in the end. Great shots from Leggy in that final round. It just felt like it kind of fell apart for them. I was impressed by really the way they adapted, to be honest, towards the end of that one, where the way Outlaw and Leggy decided, all right, let's just hit the bomb site, we get it down, we know these guys retake relatively slowly, that's going to be the key to winning the latter half of this game. And despite the early trades coming in from Fragstars, just wasn't enough. And yeah, we see another 2-0. The better team on Moscow here, it seemed to be, finally gets the job done, but it was awfully close to going down to the wire. But yeah, Outlaw and Leggy are going to be our first team advancing to the grand finals of the Sony Open Series finals here for 2v2 Call of Duty.
A fantastic comeback, especially on map number 2. Engine with his shots once again, and he was really the one doing, I want to say, a lot of the work. Found great shots across the board. Leggy here closing it out in this round, but a really good performance, and it comes down to the 1v2 having to come out from Hagi, and just in this scenario it's so difficult. Even if he finds Engine, he's immediately going to get traded.
This is the kill, man, right there.
Yeah, that's it. Ugh. This side of things, this is where to find him. Look at the shots from Leggy. He's absolutely beamed him off the head glitch. Fantastic stuff from them. Outlaw and Leggy will be our first grand finalist, but as you can see on the other side of the bracket, V2 and Allcon get themselves through to the semi-final as well. That game's going to be coming up right after this short break, and we will be staying on Moscow to see who's going to get to those grand finals. But if you have been watching any of this 2v2 action, you can get involved as well at compete.playstation.com. If you're sitting there watching it thinking, you know what, me and my mate quite handy on 2v2 Search and Destroy. If you think that, get yourself involved. As mentioned, first place, 13,000 COD points alongside $200 as well. It's not a bad prize pool to be going home with for a little bit of work on a Tuesday night, of course, sat in your bedroom. Hey, it's not too bad at all. But as mentioned, we are going to be going for a very short break, and the second semi-final is going to be coming up right after this. Don't go anywhere. Ladies and gents, welcome back to the Sony Open Series finals here in Europe for the 2v2 Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War Search and Destroy finals. My name is Tun, here joined by Tactical Rab, the one, the only, of course. And into the second semi-final we go. We've seen some very interesting play, Rab, it has to be said, but let's have a look at our bracket to see how things are broken down. We've just seen Outlaw and Leggy secure their spot in the grand final, but now for the game between V2 and Allcon. Rab, it has been interesting to say the least.
Hey, sorry about that one, muted, back in business now. But yeah, as you said, Tan, phenomenal stuff. Outlaw and Leggy, what a comeback they had to make it work all the way down to secure their spot in the grand finals. And wow, I'm sure we're going to have another cracking series up here on Moscow. Will they learn from some of the mistakes we saw in that first series?
Yeah, it should be super interesting, shouldn't it, to see how they do in that grand finals and when we do get there. But yes, we do have the small sort of subject to go through in that semi-final, the second one, of course, and it is once again going to be on Moscow. And I wonder if we're going to see the same sort of thing, aggressive pushes onto bomb sites. That's what we enjoyed last time around, of course. As mentioned, if you did miss any of this competition so far, it is of course 3 maps on the same map in each game, and a best out of 3, of course. So it does make things a little bit different, it has to be said. If you're not very good at the particular map, then, well, I mean, you just have to be well-rounded, don't you? You have to be good at every single map that is in the pool, because you will run into one of them at some point. It will be Raid for the finals, and it's crazy. You could get all the way to the finals. Raid could be your worst map, and you could get smoked on it. I mean, it could happen realistically. Nonetheless, though, both these two, between these two, V2 or Allcon, who do you think is going to win this one? Let us know in the Twitch chat. You can vote right now who you think is going to win this series. Rab, based on name alone, because we haven't seen anything from these two teams, of course, who do you think is going to win this one? Hardest question.
It's tough to say. I mean, Allcon, that's it's a pretty good name, right? If your connection's good, obviously going to be a beneficial factor going into this Moscow. But yeah, just looking at the where these teams are from, looks like the best EU team from the Netherlands and Allcon from the UK. So there we have it. Lots to read into there. Going to be interesting to see, though. Back to Moscow, there was a lot of interesting plays made in that game, and Allcon, there it is. They're coming 70%. Through with the 70%. Clearly, the chat thinks. The chat got it right last time, Tan. So, I mean, it was 73% for Outlaw and Leggy, so slightly less convincing, but will we see a slightly less convincing series? That remains to be seen.
Well, look, Outlaw and Leggy really had to come back in that one, it has to be said, especially in map number 2. I think they were down in map number 1 at one point as well, at least by 1 or 2 rounds. So, real big comeback from them. Can the same be said for this game, though? I'd like to see just as close competitive gameplay, in fairness, and we may well see that. Both these teams have made it all the way to that semi-final. They've been playing all day long, or all evening long at least anyway, to get to this point. Can they get that one step further, and can they go the next step to get that win? That's the question. Of course, as mentioned, $200 for first with 13,000 COD points as well. It's a hell of a lot of COD points, and there's a hell of a lot you could do with that. But moving on to Moscow once again, I was going to say who takes this one, but we really don't know. We haven't seen either side of this team come out and play just yet. But there's only 2 more games to go this evening on the European side. As mentioned, we will jump over to North America as well later on this evening. But for now, let's try and get Europe finished up. We're heading into the second semi-final. And it should be an interesting game once again on Moscow. Of course, as said, we'll see at least 2 goals of this map as we start to jump in. I don't know. I mean, this definitely looks like there's more than 2 people per team, but nonetheless, they are, of course, just loading in with the 2 V2 going up against AC. Yeah, I know. It's interesting to see which way this one's going to go. Allcon against V2.
I want to see if we see the same level that we saw from Outlaw and Leggy, because they put up a good show, and once again we see, well, some splitting up here on the other side of things. Sampy chilling in mid. Nelzy over towards the A bomb, and Jay in this nice little corner. So yeah, these players not particularly close to each other right now. They're back to back over by these Eskies.
Well, Nelzy is going to push forward. I don't mind the Esky spot coming out from Jay. He's going to have to back on down, though. I think he was potentially spotted, and he's actually managed to get out. So Zampy and Nelzy now.
They seem to have no idea
Yeah.
Do they think someone was back there? I feel like they thought someone was back here. Like, look at these guys. They're searching for someone. They're searching for a ghost.
There's nobody there.
They've cleared out the ghost. And
then
that
these
was
guys
Ricky's
haven't
chance to get
planned
the bomb down. But like, oh my god, what is happening right now?
No idea. Trade's going to come through. Yeah. Does get the kill.
For it now.
Yeah, the bomb's now going to be going down. Jay now looking to find the kill and the defuse. Nelzy the hell out of dodge, and he's just going to rotate around. Jump it.
Wow. Quite the ballsy play here from Nelzy. This is something that I did talk about they might do, but the thing is with Moscow, you can't see the bomb from where he's planted it. The gunfight goes down. Jay reads him like a book. And Allcon take the first round just as TwitchChat predicted, Ton.
Phenomenal stuff from Allcon, from Jay to get the round. 1-0 to Allcon now. Very close round to kick things off, has to be said. But Jay reads it. I think he knows when he sees he isn't towards that side of the bomb site, he knows that the rotation's going to be coming on through. Nicely done by Jay. Finds the defuse, finds the round. 1-0 now.
Absolutely. And well, I mean, that was pretty impressive stuff, to be honest. It was very questionable from those guys. I don't know who they saw at the back police right there, but they get the job done. Jay standing up 2-0. Nice little ace to kick things off. Do you count it as an ace, Ton, if it's only 2 players?
Yes, I suppose it is technically, isn't it?
Yeah, I wonder, like, when do you start it, right? Like, I guess you could say 4, you could say 3. I'd say 2. Why not?
Yeah, an ace is the whole team, though. And I suppose if there's only 2 of them.
In a 1v1, is it an ace? Don't know, then.
No. Shit, no. No, I don't think it counts.
That doesn't work.
Well, here we go, then. Allcon looking to defend to find a 2-0 lead. Nelzy
seems to know.
He's seen Jay. Good shots, my word. Now it's up to Clara. In a 1 versus 2. Nelzy with the smokes out. And I think, he's going to find him eventually. The shot punches coming through as well. Here we go, Arab. Level stepping up. 1 apiece now.
I gotta say, that is some high-level stuff from Nelzy. Those first shots, the shot punch, that is top-quality stuff. And that is exactly how you win one of those retakes. You get a kill, you chuck the smoke out. I mean, we might see the whole thing here. We're certainly going to see this first one. I mean, look at these shots from range. Jay tries to get away. The 74U just too good. And Nelzy ties it up. So, yeah, the first couple of rounds, we're seeing some great plays out of these 74Us. And I've got to say, it's shots like that that are going to help you take down championships like these.
Heading into round number 3, though. So looking like an A hit out of both teams on the defense and the attacking side. Oh, Nelzy has to be careful here. Yeah, Jay is playing the same spot. Very, very aggressive. Well, they're wrapping back towards B, though, but Allcon very happy to read this one.
Wow. I mean, here we go again.
Yeah. It was bad timing. Oh. Okay, well, they go for the...
Oh, they're going back. Jane, a nice
stream open.
Absolutely. I'm pretty sure the 2-minute delay should snuff out any hopes of that one, but here we go. Clara, 1v2 retake. It's going to catch one. Oh! The lineup almost... But Nelzy again, I mean, the shots are so crisp. We'll see it right here because the bomb goes down. And I do love that Black Ops 2 Prestige Master Emblem. Or that's what made the difference right here. But look at the crouch in the gunfight. He crouches at the end. Close enough. But wow, I mean, the trades there, that's what you want to see. And a 2-1 advantage now for V2. And I've got to say, a couple of these rounds from Nelzy, very impressive time.
Yeah, the shots have definitely been there from Nelzy. Kind of keep them up heading into round number 4 here. V2 looking good, has to be said.
And this is the thing, right? More aggression. This is how it's going to work on these maps. probably going to be the same thing in the finals as well. And they have no idea, V2, that Allcon are this close to them. And Nelzy on a 3 spree.
Has he heard them?
Does he hear this? Does Zampi know?
The timing. Oh, Nelzy turns around at the wrong time. Zampi finds one. Clara will trade out to Nelzy in a 1v1 now. Timing's all over the place there. My goodness.
Wow, and Zampi knew that Clara was weak, but the gunfight's going down.
Zampi's going to win it. V2 with another one. They just seem to have the clutch factor right now. 3-1.
Yeah, I mean, even then, with Nelzy losing that gunfight to Clara, Zampi just no hesitation, right? He knows that Clara's weak, hops in, goes for the chow, doesn't work out for him, but makes great positioning over there towards Bricks, and that's going to be enough. And we see early on 3-2 for Nelzy, 3-2 for Nelzy, 4-2 for Zampi. Yeah, not going the way of, well, the first round at the very least. This is what we like to see, I think, on the defense, right? Like, be aggressive, make something happen, get some map control.
Yeah, I think you could be aggressive on both sides of things, to be honest with you. I think it feels like the only way to put the potential cards in your favour, but my goodness me, I mean, we've swapped sides of the bomb site now. Zampi's going to get dealt with. Clara gets rid of the trophy as well. 1v2 for Nelzy now. Oh, he's going to be tagged up as well. Surely Clara deals with him. Not quite. How is he still alive?
This is outrageous. I have no idea why Zilzy decided to run into that corner.
No way.
Oh. And Clara gets the drop down. Wow, that was incredible, to be honest. The way Zampi got picked wasn't ideal. Clara does a great job that round, though. I mean, this kill especially opens things up. And LZ, I thought, made an interesting play. Tagged up with a nade, decides to just fly out there towards the pillars, and spells its doom in the end. But 3-2, Allcon fighting back. I feel a very competitive map on our hands here, Ton.
Very, very close so far. Looks like it's going to be a bit of a split here from Allcon. Not too sure why that is. I think Jay's probably not going to go much further than the stairs. Yeah, I'm just doing a bit of a check here. Shot's going to go in, and oh my word, Jay just about getting out. Waiting for the aggression to come through.
Required.
Yeah, exactly. I think Nelzy's probably not going to go much further either. Now, Allcon making the heads-up play here. Are they going to go to Eskies? That's going to give away the position, but Zampi's going to get tagged up. The grenade may well do enough damage. Not quite. He will have to back on down, but that's a free route through to B now for Allcon.
But will they take it? Look at this.
What am I seeing?
And they catch him off. That's really impressive stuff. Like, Zampi was probably never expecting that. They knew that they could get to B for free, and Nelsy's been spotted as well. Will he take the chow? He does. Oh, he doesn't realise he's got close, though. Still thinks he's in that corner, which is interesting. But still, Allcon, again in the advantage. Can they tie up this game?
Nelzy now in the 1v2. Surely he should get traded, even if he does find the kill. He will. 3-3 now. Very, very close game. This one could go either way. But to be fair, you know, in the first game we've seen, it was very close all the way through, and then it was just like one team extending out once they started to realize how things were going on their side of things. So, you know, maybe it will change as time does go on, but a very, very close game between these two. And the grand final is going to be some spectacle. Both teams in both games very, very close. So heading into this one in round number 7, all tied up. Very, very tight game.
Yeah, this is some high-level stuff right here. We can see across the board in terms of the KD department, both teams are 8-8 combined. So, doesn't get much closer than this. Jay might be trying to change that, though, out in mid, and he's got his teammate Clara for backup. They will challenge this together, but Clara's going to surely get picked off here. He does. And that could spell doom. Oh, my God. Jay gets one, though. And it's a 1 versus 1 again, Todd.
How is he getting away with just challenging that? As mentioned now, a 1v1. What's the decision here for Nelzy? He had the information of where he was. And it's the biggest flank route in the world once again from Allcon.
And here we go again, right?
Yeah, he's making the way around, isn't he?
Oh, I don't think he can quite get there in time to stop the plant. Oh my
Nelzy's
God,
went the right way as well.
Though.
The thing is, he spotted him. Oh, is he going to turn in time? Not quite, and Olcon will get themselves a lead. A big 1v2 from Jay.
He's done it again, the very first round of the game to open it up for Olcon. Jay won it, getting both kills in the rounds. He does it again here, a 1v2 that you wish you could have back if you were V2, because this first kill on Clara was ideal. The nade and the shots, but Nelty getting picked by Jay did not make it too easy, and wow, advantage flipping back and forth in this game.
And has been very back and forth, hasn't it? 4-3 to Olcon now. I wonder which way this one's gonna go. Doesn't seem to be any like particular way. It's definitely leaning. It's been very back and forth. Teams winning defense, teams winning attack as well. It's just a little bit more passive here on the defensive side of things down from V2. And well, Olcon have went straight up the middle of the map, and I don't think you would have expected this if you're V2. Is he going to catch them on the way back round? Zampi, I think he did, but I think Nelzy didn't get the call out in time. Are they going to be expecting him from behind?
Well played.
Yeah, the thing is though, for me, are they going to expect Zampi from behind?
It's a good question. He's managed to sneak through. Clara has no idea he's got all the way through to bricks here, but Jay should be aware it's a possibility. They're probably going to get caught out in a second. He does. Wow. I mean, what a round by Olcon. Straight up mid. That's what I was talking about earlier. Zampi was playing over by that street on that car. And I said in the earlier match the fact that maybe in a 2 versus 2, it's not quite the play because you give up so much map control. And Nelsy's sitting there inside the A room, praying for his life they don't come behind him. That's exactly what we do. Probably the first time we've seen that play today. And a massive round. 5-3, much different to 4-4.
Yeah, huge round. Olcon now very much with the advantage, and that's a few in a row from them. 5 streak combined. We have seen this before though, where teams are very close all the way through, and then it's whatever team makes the adaptation. It's a big defensive hit from Olcon over towards A, whereas V2 have, well, done the complete opposite. It's a big offensive hit over towards B, although they are taking their time and making their way along street. And Elsie and Zampi haven't made the decision on what to definitely do yet.
Yeah, I'd like to see a bit more pace. When you're attacking A, you can maybe play around it a little bit more, but attacking B, generally the defensive players will go A first and then look to rotate, which usually means you want to be a bit more aggressive with it. And Zampi's got stunned here. Not ideal. The bomb does go down.
Oh, they're going to challenge
Here
him.
we go again, a 2v2 retake.
Well, they're going to know they're both there, though, because that's a 7-4U and a crate being used. So they should know both directions which they're coming from. Jay challenges on the street, gets dealt with now. It's up to Clara in a 1v2. Finds the first. Is Nelzy going to spot him around that side of the bus? Though the shots are a little bit shaky. 20 seconds to go. Clara goes for the challenge. V2. Find another round. 5-4 now.
Wow, and it really came down to the wire there at the end. LZ misses those first shots, goes to run away and realizes, how can I seconds? If Clara comes for the chal, I'm probably getting shot in the back, so I need to take the fight. Makes the right call, wins the gunfight, 4-5, exactly what V2 needed. They're now back on the defense here after maybe playing a slower offensive round than I'd have liked, but if it works, what can you say?
Game slowed down just that little bit now. Jay making the hit over towards B. Looks like V2 going to sit quite passively over towards A, expecting that push to come through. Jay should have a free route onto the bomb site. Problem is from here, Clara's not really that close, but he is watching the rotation maybe around through Esky, so he's probably going to get a lot of information from that. Is he going to push around and rotate through A? Yes, he is. Yeah. Oh, this is going to be bad. Yeah, this is going to be bad for V2. Here comes Clara from behind. There goes Zampi. Is the trade going to come through? And the LZ shots were there, but not clean enough. And Olcon will get it done. 6-4 on map number 1 here on the Moscow game. The Moscow best out of 3. Close game, though, it has to be said. A few rounds really do come down to the wire. Jay finds that final kill, and there you go. That will be a 1-0 lead now for Olcon, and deservedly so. I think they played some of those situations just a little bit better. Very, very close situations, though, at the same time, Rab. It really could have went either way.
Yeah, absolutely. Just a few really creative rounds, I think, that spelt the difference in that game. I mean, 6-4, there was that one round the Allcon guys run straight up mid, all the way through the back of A. That one, then that round, and then that final round. I'm not sure I've really seen any player ever do that. Get the bomb down to B solo, and then the final man just wraps all the way through the other bomb sites, gets behind the guys trying to retake. Perfectly played, and despite some really cracking shots from Nelzy early on, these are a couple of rounds here that I was like, wow, this is what it's going to take to win, the shot punt especially. But yeah, just some of strategically, I think the plays on Allcon were superior there, and definitely some adaptation going to be needed from the guys on V2 to bounce back in this series. But of course, map 2 coming up very soon indeed. Back to Moscow here as Allcon look to close out this series and then, well, tie up, well, book their spot in the grand finals.
That's what they want to do. That's what we're here for. You want to get as far as you can, and you want to win that final. I said $200 on the line, alongside those 13,000 COD points. $100 each, 7,500 COD points. It's not so bad, is it? One of these two
not
teams,
bad
though. Yeah, it's not too far away. Just a few maps away from winning that prize. Clara finds one at the Zampi, and then, of course, Nelzy coming through with the win for B2. But that was the last round they would win. And then Jay closed it out 6-4. Very well played from Allcon. And they get themselves in the lead here. What's the adaptations that V2 need to make then here, Rab? What did you see there that they could have been maybe doing a little bit better?
Yeah, there was a couple of times on their defenses. I'd just love to see players and teams in general be a little bit more aggressive in terms of how they take map control on their defenses.
Yeah.
We've seen teams have good success when they take mid, they do something, right? They either head over towards A, they go up Eskies, they get some information. There's a few times now that we've seen teams, either they'll sit towards B, they'll sit towards A, they'll take things slow, and usually that's not going to work out in your favor. Like, the other team gets the bomb down, they're probably going to win that 65-70% of the time if they play it correctly. Those are not the odds you want to be giving yourself largely, most of the time. So yeah, I think honestly I'd love to see more teams just either go mid off the rip, pull up 274Us, take it aggro in their face, because we saw some aggressive plays from Allcon working great. The other way V2 can play this is, look, all right, we've seen maybe their entire arsenal in terms of what they can bring to the table in Allcon. They've done all their big plays they're going to do, their mid flanks, their A flanks after the bomb goes down at B, and you think, all right, let's just play slow, sit back with Kriegs and wait for them to execute these plays that we've seen them do before. So there's a couple of ways to tackle this one. I'm always tend to favour the more aggressive route, because that tends to work most of the time.
I think you could look back to the end of that game where Allcon did make the flank through, and I really like that, actually, because I'm being like, sort of, the cogs have been whirling away here, Rab, and I'm trying to think of how it would have worked. So he was watching it from Eskies, so he knows they're not going to come down from Eskies. He knows they're not in B because they've just planted there as well. So he knows if they haven't wrapped all the way around, they must have went back through A. So he's went that way. If they had wrapped all the way around, he's then in a good position to help his teammate out towards Street. If they have wrapped around, which they did, he's got the perfect flank. So just really well played in that sort of scenario. When it is low numbers, you've got less chance of running into someone. They're, of course, probably going to play it together. So, yeah, really, really smart play out of Allcon. And let's see if they can continue that on map number 2 in just a second. We should be loading in very, very shortly. Of course, we just changed things up on the whole side of things to see, to make it as fair as possible, actually, if anything. But a raid coming up in the finals is very, very interesting, isn't it? Because, you have that one primary bomb site over towards A, which is usually the more favoured, of course, over towards the laundry side. It makes it interesting, doesn't it? I mean, raid's going to be a cool one nonetheless.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we've got to get through this Moscow first, but yeah, raid is going to be awesome to see how that one works out. And that's the thing, really, with some of these teams. They've won a Checkmate, they've won an Express, they've won a Miami. They've now got to win a Moscow at the very least, or win, 2 maps on each of those maps, and then they get all the way to the grand finals. And as you say, it's always interesting, because some of these teams, they may love to have a veto if they could, but your map pool's got to be deep, you've got to be good all across the board. And we're certainly seeing that here with, what came out in the first series from Outlaw and Leggy making it through to the grand finals, and now we're seeing it here from Allcon taking that game 1. So if they can execute the same way they did, I think let's see if they have a few more things up their sleeve, because if they have a few more strats in the back pocket, we could be in for a cracking map too here, I think, Tom.
Yeah, possibly. I think Olcon, though, have just got to keep doing what they were doing. It was working out well for them, getting aggressive. I think if you're on the other side of things as V2, you want to maybe try and mix something up here if you potentially can. Look, it was a very close game. It was trading rounds back and forth up until it became 3-3, and then it became very one-sided. So, can they continue to mix up to maybe make something happen here? I do believe we're loading in very, very shortly. But as mentioned throughout the broadcast, you can compete in these Sony Open Series finals every single month, of course. If you are wanting to get involved, compete.playstation.com. And Rab, as mentioned, I think if we want to spend a Tuesday night 1 week next month, or in sunny June, of course, then hey, who says why not? I reckon we can go far. There's a lot of COD points on the line, and I'm willing to fight for them. If I'm honest, I'm willing to fight.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't blame you. Hopefully still sunny in June. We'll have to see how things go.
You never know.
Good these last couple of days, but I mean, things are ever changeable, of course. But the weather on some of these maps, like Moscow, for example, never seems to change. Right, the weather's always the same.
Doesn't know.
It's always they should maybe they should switch that up. Throw in some snow, throw in some hail. Maybe it'll throw up some of these teams. But I mean, the discipline, if it can keep being there from Alcon in this series, I think obviously they're in the driving seat to close this one out right now. And matchup in the grand finals against Outlaw and Ledgy, right? It's tough to say who would be favourites in that match if they do close it out. I think we've seen some great things the couple of times we've seen them play here on Moscow, first of all. But I mean, Raid obviously could be an entirely different kettle of fish.
Yeah, it could be. It really, really could be. But I think that's the beauty of it. You need to have the deep map pool to make sure you want to make a deep run. You need to know all the maps very, very well, because you're going to be playing each of them at least 3 times. We are loading in to Moscow once more. I should say at least 2 times, of course, if you're winning all these 2-0s, which is all we've seen all evening here, Rab. So I'm wondering if anything's going to change up in that respect. We are now heading into map number 2 of this second semi-final. Grand final coming up after the winner of this series, which could really be here as quickly as in the next 10 minutes, because it is, of course, Alcon in the lead here up against V2 as we head into map number 2 here on the semi-finals. I think Alcon might take it. They looked very convincing towards the end there. Going to go for a bit of a mid to B split here to kick off things on the defensive side.
Absolutely. You're seeing a bit of a different look here, to be honest. This is kind of a relatively standard mid setup, but I like the map control, right? There's no on mid, there's no on B. Pretty confident they're over towards that A site, and now it's time to execute some sort of wrap from the guys on V2 at the very least. But all gone over towards A. They're in position to get this bomb down. Will they do so? Again, a little bit hesitant to go for it, but now Clara's going to get this bomb down. And last time we saw it was Alcon that took the very first rounds in a somewhat similar situation. So can they make it work again?
See if they can hold the defensive side of things here. Clara now waiting for the push to come through, either from Eskies or, of course, from the flank. Oh, he dips back down and doesn't want to challenge out. Just trying to stay alive as best as he can. Teammate coming over now, and Jay's here with him, so Alcon looking to lock this one in. The smoke just about going to cover off the other side of things, but Zombie falls. Nelzy comes in for the trade. 15 seconds to go here, though. He's running down the time nicely. Here is Jay, but is Nelzy going to catch him off guard? Not quite. Alcon will get the round 1-0 now.
Wow, the crisp shots from Jay at the end. I mean, I think if Nelzy got that, he would have been in with a great shot of defusing that bomb. There was a couple of seconds left to go. I mean, wow. We haven't really seen anyone today try and hop on a ninja and make that happen. We did see it one time actually on Miami, and I think maybe the very first map, and that was probably never going to work. But interesting spot, right? It's tough. Do you play the kill? Do you just hop on the bomb and hope for the best? It's tough to say what you do in a lot of these 1-versus-1 situations, but Alcon once again closing things out. Jay with a nice start.
Big hit over towards A from V2 here. As you said, yeah,
look
Jay
at
with
what's going on.
Oh my word, look at that flank. You do not expect that if you're Zambi. Oh my word. And then the
Cloud's just getting straight out of dodge, man. It's what you'd love to see. Get back to your teammate. If Jay doesn't get picked off in the meantime. Oh my god, look at this positioning.
Oh my god, the timing he's got. Is this going to work out for him?
Did he notice him? Jay may have noticed him. The way he's looking feels like they know he's in there.
Yeah, I think they've seen him on the rotation through. Nelzy now inside the bedroom. Nelzy very, very dead. Alcon with another round in their favour. 2-0 now.
Wow, very well executed again. I mean, the timing there was kind of crazy, but that's the thing. I like to see Allcon making these kind of strange plays. I mean, have we seen Clara so far this game just sprints down B Street and make an early flank happen? As soon as the kill comes through, back up to the teammate. That's exactly how you like to see 2v2 being played. Knowing when to play as a team, like you see right here, to take them this final kill, but also knowing when to go off the leash a little bit and try and find a first blood, which is going to prove decisive if you play together very nicely. So Allcon got up 2-0. Their series to lose, certainly at this point.
Very much so. It's been very, very good from them since that, well, 6th round where things went 3-3 on map number 1. They've been fairly dominant since then. Oh, Nelsy going to spot one in the middle. That's not in a favourable gunfight on the defensive side of things, so Allcon will be able to push their way up. Look at where Zampi is. Oh, my word. There's no way they expect this. Here comes the gunfight. Nelsy's going to drop, but is Zampi going to get round behind both of them? Does he read it? Clara turning it around. Shots into Jay should surely be traded. He is. Allcon running away with this here, Rab.
That was incredibly well played from Clara. They get the first kill, and then they just know that Zampi's going on the flank. And look at those shots from Jay once again. Must say, Tom, we talk about maybe we hop in, we can win one of these things. Jay shooting like that, it's not going to be so easy. And I mean, I just like to see V2 play together, right? We've seen a couple of rounds now. They separate on the defense, one of them gets picked, one goes for the trades, and it's too little too late, right? And V2 falling apart at the seams. But sticking together this time.
Yeah, V2 making this push over towards A. Maybe just trying to get aggressive themselves. It kind of feels like V2 are trying to tick off every box before they go for the plan, and sometimes it can just take too long, and all of a sudden you give Allcon an option to get back in. Well, that smoke is really going to go give up the ghost, isn't it? Nelsy's going to have to jump off. Clara from behind now. Zampi gets gunned. It's the XM4 out here from Clara as well. Nelsy now going to be backed up with the bomb. Yeah, he could rotate to B, but I don't know if he knew if Jay was there.
Tough spot for Nelsy for sure. And Clara, they've got him pinned in this room. Do they know he's here? They're even going to check it, and that's going to spell the end. I mean, wow. Really interesting to see. I mean, the XM4 comes out the first time we've seen that today. If there's any map that it's going to be great on, probably a smaller one like Moscow, maybe gearing up for Raid, where it also could be phenomenal. So, I mean, wow. They're only a couple of rounds away at this point from locking in their spot in the grand finals, Tom.
Yeah, this has been dominant so far from Allcon in map number 2 here. I wonder if we're back onto their host, and all about the connection for them, because the gunfights have just been going in their favour, and it's been Clara, if anything, the one that's getting it done. It's 6-1 and 4 rounds is some turnover.
Absolutely. Zampi eyeing up the donut on the right hand side. Have to see if he can make something happen here, but not being gifted any free kills by any means, as Allcon head over to B. And this is the thing, right? Do we see Allcon immediately get it down, or do they do something interesting and try and wait for some sort of rotation? But this is what I like to see out of V2. They're playing together, they're making it happen. Leclerc's going to get this bomb down, and V2 not quite in time to stop this one. Advantage once again to the boys in blue.
Yeah, it's looking so good for them, isn't it? Respectively on a 7 streak. It's always going to happen when you find yourself on a 4-0 up here. Push from Nelsy going to come through. This is an important gunfight. Clara wins it. Oh my word, the XM4 beaming. Zampi now looking for Jada. What's that back? Oh my goodness me. They're crispy shots from Zampi. And that's going to be the round coming through for V2. Is that a momentum swinging point here, Rab? I wonder.
Very possible. I mean, we've seen 2-5 comebacks on this map earlier today, right? Let's not forget about that. It happened before. It could well happen again. And we talked about Zampi 0-4 before this round. Needed to go big. Trades out Clara. These shots were phenomenal onto Jay. Knows where the second player is going to be.
Beans.
Does not miss a bullet. And that is key. That's confidence right there. You get the job done. You know, you would like fist bump your teammate and then move on in the game. But still, going to need to see a lot more from V2. Allcon just 1 round away from making themselves 1 round away from getting all the way through.
Not far off, are they? Not far off at all. That could just be a bump in the road, potentially. Oh, this is going to be a big fight. Up the escalators they go. Have they caught them off guard? Zampi, oh, he just moves away at the wrong time. Clara finds one. Nelsie behind the bomb site. Should be dead in a second. Jay finds another. Olcon 5-1 now. And these rounds are happening very, very quickly when Olcon are winning. And Jay, I think he gets maybe a bullet or two into Zampi. Nelsie takes a couple more, and then it's only a couple out of Jay to get the round done. 5-1 now. Looking so good for Olcon. They go on to the attacking side of things to try and close things out here in the semi-final and book themselves a date in that grand final.
Absolutely. I mean, what a round. Like, just the finesse that came in from Olcon right there, bobbing up and down on the stairs, not letting themselves be an easy kill. And we may have an absolute bloodbath over here towards the A side to close out this game if Olcon can take it.
Oh, Zampi's going to be dropped. Sorry, Nelsie's going to be dropped. Oh, he's never stuck him. Oh my goodness. Oh, Olcon get it done in devastating fashion. Here we go. Jay finds Nelsie behind the bomb. Knows where Zampi is. Catch. Oh, that is truly unfortunate. Well, there you go. Olcon will get it done in 2. Fantastic work from them in Moscow. They will get to the grand final where they will play Raid in what will be a very, very interesting game, Rab. I mean, that was a really good performance by them on Moscow specifically there. Really, really nice the way that they played. I think they've got a good shot going into the grand finals, to be honest with you, just with how they were playing. It just seems a very aggressive play together. Seems to be the strat that is working, and, well, it's worked out for them very, very well in Moscow. Will it work on Raid? That's the question.
I mean, absolutely. That was really phenomenal stuff. We saw everything came out from Olcon that match. Not only was the gun skill on point, the teamwork was there, the individual playmaking ability was there. I was also very intrigued to see the XM4 come out towards the end of the game. We see it right here, Clara just gunning Zampi. But despite that one round that Zampi had getting that nice 2-piece, well, the XM4s come out in full effect. Clara wins a gunfight there as well. Like if you're Nelsie, you're frustrated to lose that one. Sometimes that's what happens when you're up against the XM4. That was the round that Zampi almost got the job done. But this is where I was impressed. Look at this. Bob and weaving on the stairs, throwing the nades. The teammate comes in for the support. That's a round that you're not going to lose if you're playing it as perfectly as they did right there. Up the escalators together. Taking down Nelsie for the final kill. And I felt like the nail was in the coffin at this point. And this really was the dagger. If you're Zampi here and you get stuck, you just know you have a few seconds of realization to know that you're not making it all the way through to the grand finals. Here's the bracket, Sam.
Yeah, Outlaw and Leggy, of course, beating Frag Stars in our first semi-final like we've seen on broadcast, and now Olcon in fairly comfortable fashion get themselves into that grand final against Outlaw and Leggy, which is what we have coming up next here. And it's been an interesting one, it has to be said, but definitely the 2 best teams that we have seen so far get themselves through to that grand final. It's going to be 3 maps of Raid to decide the winner here this evening. Do not go anywhere. We have the grand finals of the Sony Open Series 2v2 Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War Search and Destroy tournament coming up just after this. Don't go anywhere. Ladies and gents, welcome back to the Sony Open Series Finals, and it is time for the Grand Finals. My name is Tony, and joined once again by Tactical Rab to guide you through this 2v2 Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War Search and Destroy tournament. And what a tournament it has been, Rab. This is how things are broken down so far. We have our two finalists, Outlaw and Leggy, going up against Olcon. What do we feel like heading into this Grand Final, Rab?
It is tough to call this one. Both of these teams look great in the series that we've seen them play so far, especially in the semi-finals. And I mean, wow, what a performance, especially from Olcon, I think. It was Outlaw and Leggy that it was a close fought affair. They just about got over the line. But who knows, maybe they're specialists at the final map we're going to be seeing in the series.
Potentially. That map is going to be Raid, of course. And as mentioned, if you are just joining us now this later in the evening, of course, it is 3 times on the same map to round things out on Raid, of course. So your map pool has to be deep. You have to learn every single map very, very well. You cannot have a bad map in this format. But as mentioned, it is Outlaw and Legend going up against Olcon. And I believe we're going to be asking you in the Twitch chat in just a second how things are going to go. Please do vote if you want to find out who, well, we want to find out who you are thinking is going to go on to win this one. It has been very difficult to call all the way through, hasn't it? So interesting to see which way the Twitch chat does go. Outlaw Legend 53%, so very, very close. Wow. I kind of was leaning towards Olcon, to be honest with you. I feel as if they played that one a little bit better than Outlaw and Legend played it previously, albeit against different opponents there, Rob.
Absolutely, it's tough to say, and who knows how good these teams are on Raid. Maybe Twitch chat knows something we don't. I was going to say, I thought some of the shots that we saw, some of the plays from the guys in Olcon, maybe wants me to favour them just about. But I mean, who knows what's going to happen, honestly. There was something, we talked about the chevron reticle that Engine had over the Outdoor Leggy side, and I'm pretty sure that might be the difference maker here, Tan, as we've got to gear up for our final series of the European Finals.
Yeah, and of course, as mentioned as well throughout the broadcast, we do have the NA side coming as well. And we'll be taking a short break, well, maybe a couple hours break before we do jump into that. But before we do that, we have the EU finals to close things out here. And it's going to be an interesting one moving over towards Raid. It's a fan favorite. It's my favorite map in Call of Duty history, to be honest with you. It's just time and time again proved to be an absolute classic. I mean, back in Black Ops 2 was one of the favorites. And I mean, it says a lot about it when it comes into competitive play. 9 years later, and it's still absolutely sensational and probably one of the most played maps.
Just absolutely love to see it, Tan. It's just such a beautiful map, and yeah, just so great to be casting a map here on Raid. Clara and Jay headed over towards this A site. It used to be called B, now they've changed it around. And how is this first round going to progress? Jay wins the first gunfight. Engine up mid for the trade, but it's so hard to do anything from mid here, especially with the bomb already downtown. The perfect setup, especially with Engine getting tagged up as he has been. This is just ideal for Olcon to start things off.
Yeah. There's not really a great deal Engine could do here. You try for one pick and then we'll hope you don't get traded. Clara playing that perfectly, but behind the back of Laundry, shot's going to come through. He has gone on the site, but he will fall Olcon with the first round.
Incredibly well executed there, to be honest. Jay, massive 1 versus 1 win early on. We saw the shots that these guys are capable of. Tags up Engine as well and finishes off the job. So that is what you want to see out of Olcon. Not only are they playing together over there towards that A site, but winning the gunfights as well. And Jay, I mean, he finished off that final map on Moscow on some crazy streak. I feel like every single time he started a round, he's like got an ace in the first round. I think I don't know if that's true, but it's close to the case. Just
pulling the stats out here, whether they're real or not.
We do our best.
Engine and Leggy now making the push over towards A, but a very aggressive defense coming on through. You can see now Jay making his way around. Clara just trying his best to distract, but is Engine going to take the bullets? Yes, he is. Now we're 1v2 for Leggy to try and come up with. Oh, grenade's going to be good. The shot's not quite, though. Leggy now going to go for the challenge. Still, they should be traded nonetheless. Jay and Clara just playing together. Leggy going to back on down and try a different angle.
Well, he's going to come back through red, though. He's going to run into the blender, surely here. Tagged up again. Oh, Olcon going to try and chase him down. Not for the moment. Patience is a virtue, and Leggy wins that one, though. And he gets away with his life. Clara knows he's got to come this way. And the stun chucked out. Wow, all of a sudden, an impossible round now is in the advantage of Leggy because he's going to get the bomb down at B. Plenty of time to spare. And Clara's going to have to retake a very difficult site to retake. You have no idea where Leggy's going to be here. Could be Pool House, could be Tiki, could be Basket. Could go for a full wrap. Who knows what he's going to do. Playing for bottom Pool House for now as Clara looks to execute this one.
It's such a hard one, isn't it? There's so many different spots that Leggy could be sitting in to stop this defuse coming on through. But is he going to catch him? He's seen him on the other side. And Leggy just going to go up top. This round's surely done. And this is going to be a big 1v2 from Leggy. It's too late. It's too late for Clara now. Or is it? Yes, it is. No way that he gets it now. It is indeed. That'll be a round. Outlaw and Leggy. Thanks to Leggy coming up clutch. Finds the kill as well. And if you are Allcon, you cannot let that happen.
Absolutely. They had him stuck behind the bomb in absolute no man's land. Escapes to mid. Somehow has enough bullets to get the whole round done. I mean, the kill onto Jay is the one that you can't really let happen. At least with Clara not getting the trade. And I mean, what about that? I really thought this game was... Maybe even Allcon start to run away with this one. But Leggy bounces back emphatically. And it was honestly, if anything, Engine that had the more impressive semi-final victory for them. So good to see Leggy really stepping up early in this one. And look at this from Allcon. Straight to B. And they get the info as well. So here we go. This is my preferred bomb site. I think you get this down. We've already seen it once this map. So hard to retake. But Leggy's here doing his best.
Oh, Clara going to get away as well. That's big. Backs him on down. Engine now needs to have a look around and look at this. Clara. Oh, he's going to get spotted though. Grenade's going to come through and Clara's maybe in a bit of a dangerous spot here. Could do try and find something, but not quite going to work out. Jay just camping up top. Doesn't need to do anything crazy here. Leggy though, just holding the angle. Shots into Jay. Oh my goodness me. How can you let that happen? Go. If you are
the body shots are coming in. That is incredible. Wow. I mean, what a round out of Leggy again. The shots with the... this is just outrageous stuff. The fact that Engine gets this kill in the corner, very impressive first of all. Wasn't the most impressive kill of the round. Leggy hops on the ledge of all things, whips out the pistol. I mean, wow, the 2 shots through the wall and showing some extra love, certainly to the Allcard guys. That's what we like to see. Body shots in the grand finals. Does it come back to bite them? That question will remain to be answered.
And that's 2 rounds that Allcon will look at and say, all right, we should really be 3-0 up now. And that previous one where they lost the 1v2. And then they get the bomb down at B in a 2v2. And they don't get the round. Outlaw and Leggy defying the odds here. Stun's going to come out though. And that's a big amount of time you're stunned there. Oh, Jay's going to push through the middle. Leggy will catch him. And Clara now not hitting his shots, giving away the information. To transition over towards A, and straight away this is doable. Clara can't find the kill on the Leggy either, and all of a sudden it's 2v1 now for Clara, and it's just so difficult. Look at those shots on Engine though. Can he get away? The trade doesn't come through. Leggy now just playing his life as best he can. He's expecting them around the bomb site. Oh, is he? Peeks it, doesn't peek it wide enough though. Clara will not fall. Leggy's got him stuck between a rock and a... I can't believe it. Shot's going to go through. Once again, Leggy just going for the shoulder. He's going to wrap around.
Wow. And he does win the rounds, but I mean...
He is, yeah, my word. These rounds have been back and forth. It's now going to be 3-1 to Outlaw and Leggy. Well.
The bomb takes him down as well. I mean, that was an incredible round. Like, Outlaw and Leggy played that so well early on. When Engine got tagged up, and Leggy just sits there, waits for the kill for the trade on Jay. This gunfight from Engine, like, I was almost certain that it was just going to fly around the corner here, Leggy, and try and get the trade. It doesn't. I don't know how he survives. Clara gets down low and, well, almost has a chance to win that, but still, doesn't go their way in the end. A round is a round, regardless of how sketchy it was at the end of the day.
Oh, it's very interesting, isn't it? Because Allcon have really been in every single one of these rounds as well. Come down to some big players out Outlaw and Leggy. It feels like they've actually had their backs against the wall for the majority. Engine going to get aggressive here as well. He's going to get taken down though. Clara eventually finds the shots, and Leggy now in a bad spot as well. They could do with getting this bomb down. Surely not another 1v2. Not going to happen. 3-2 now. Very quick turnaround there from Olcott.
Yeah, and one of the first times we've really seen these players on Outlaw and Leggy get separated as much as they did. NG taken down without really too much of a fight. Leggy decides to go for the rechal, I'm supposing, here. And that's not a gunfight you want to be challenging really through the window of this white van. Not what you're going to win against a Krig. So 2-3, great to see a competitive map right here. I'd love to see a raid Search and Destroy round 11. Doesn't get much better than that.
It doesn't. We may well be heading there here, Rab. We're on the right path at least anyway. 3-2 now. As mentioned, it has felt really like things are being in Olcon's favor in more of the rounds than it has been for Outlaw and Leggy. And yet they find themselves behind.
Really interesting spot here from Jay. Just watching the window and gets the kill. Wow, that's really impressive. And Engine now can't get the trade. He will have been heard there by Jay. Absolutely. And now Clara's in a perfect spot to match up with the team. But if Engine can get Jay here, he has a chance. But it's not going to be easy.
He's playing his life really well here, Jay. Gets the back on down, gets further towards his teammate. And now they have stacked together. Big gunfight going to come on through. Oh, Jay's going to lose it. Engine now in a 1v1. And he's completely lost him. Clara waiting for the... How on earth has he found that kill and got away without being traded?
I don't understand. Jay did so well around that laundry side early in the round, but it's all left up to Clara to bail him out of this one. And Clara should be in the perfect spot to get it done, but no. Quick reaction time from Engine. 1v1 going down. 18 seconds to Engine to get this bomb down. Chases the kill and makes it happen. Wow. I mean, Jay doesn't get bailed out of it in the end. And a 1 versus 2 again. I don't know how they're letting these slip, Ton, but what a round for Engine to win. It looked impossible.
I don't know how they are in the lead. Never mind, 42 up. Conceivably, this could have been 6-0 to Orcon. It really could have. Maybe a bit harsh. It definitely could have been 5-1 though. They have thrown rounds away time and time again, but is that just the clutch factor from Outlaw and Leggy? I mean, just to give the perspective, 4 kills apiece on both sides, and it's 4-2 to Outlaw and Leggy.
Just goes to show, right?
I mean, I don't know how much you're going to go and read into it as Olcon get the bomb down a B. Now, this didn't work out for them last time. Can they hold it here? But just, you know, very close rounds coming into it. Clara will find Leggy, though. This should be around for Olcon now.
Absolutely. Maybe a little bit over-aggressive there from Leggy. Decided to go for the ego chow. Not going to work out this time. Interesting not to see Clara yet with the XM4. I wonder if they will decide to bring that back into action here. But yeah, this one for Engine, surely an impossible one to win. Oh my god, though. Let's not speak too soon.
I mean, some of these clutches are being insane. I think Engine will do very well to do anything here. The shots are going to be good, but not quite good enough. Olcon will get the round win.
Again, it almost happens though, Tom. Like even right at the end there, when the wallbang comes through, like if Engine can somehow line that up on Clara through the wall, there was a world in which he clutches that, right? So
yep.
I don't know how they're making these rounds so difficult for themselves, but still, 3-4, they're not out of this game by a long shot. And as you say, if anything, Olcon should have probably already closed it out a couple of minutes ago at this point. But here we are, Outlaw and Leggy still in the lead.
It's a big hit down the middle for Outlaw and Leggy. Nothing here from Olcon, no. Interesting spot from Jay.
Yeah, we had the same thought at the same time. Haven't seen that pulled out all that often, but once again we see on the defense here from Olcon not all that much information being gathered, right? Clara just goes back, chucks a stun, and hopes that'll get all the information they need, but probably not going to be the case. Feels like Engine's expecting a flank from Jay, but Jay's patient. And this is really where, okay, we get the bomb down, play it from top laundry side, and it should spell the end of the round. And now Jay goes on the flank, and this is the worry, right, if you're Outlaw and Leggy. You've taken a long time to set this one up, and Clara's getting a kill.
No. I think he fell off.
Oh, yes, I think he did.
Oh, no.
It's all falling apart.
I mean, in fairness, there's been some big clutches from Outlaw and Leggy, but look, here we go. Look, he finds the shot, doesn't kill him, and he falls off.
Oh my god, I didn't catch that real time.
Oh,
that is hilarious.
No dear.
Wow, and Engine just thinks, well, I've got to avenge my fallen brother.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so funny. I can't believe he dipped off like that. Straight clasted. Because I was like, how did he get the kill? He stopped shooting. And then the kill comes through. So here we go, 4-4. I mean, Chloe's on a 3 spree. I guess they were just so scared of him that they just dipped off the map.
It's been a crazy start, hasn't it? 4-4, man.
Raid always delivers.
It does indeed. It's been clutches. There's been very easy rounds going over towards one team. Still sticking no 2v2, holding hands. They might clear out kitchen and just make a force towards B. They're actually forcing towards A. They may well run into Legend. Look at the snap from J. Oh, absolutely disgusting. Leggy falls. We may well be seeing all come for the first time in the lead. Well, since round number 1, it's now a 2v1 for them. And again, Outlaw and Leggy. Yes, okay, they've clutched up multiple times, but it's the fact that they've had to clutch up multiple times. Olcon really seemingly have had control for the majority, but it doesn't matter if you can't close it out, but they should be able to close this one out and take a lead of 5-4.
Absolutely. I mean, this is their time to do it. Jay wins a great gunfight early on. I love this plan as well towards over towards this basketball side. Will they manage to almost throw another 1v2 to Engine? It could happen. Jay just needs not to get caught here, and this round is going to be done. Ah! What's going on? Engine just goes for the World Star.
Yeah, he's not quite there.
Not gonna help him.
He's going to fall Olcon now, 5-4. I mean, he's tried for it because I think he knows that the trade's immediately going to come through. Eventually, Jay will find the shots. 5-4 now, though, and map number 1 here of this grand final. We will be heading towards raid at least once, maybe twice more. Best out of 3 on 1 map. Should just set the rounds to like first to what? 80.
Keep going all night on raid.
Yeah.
Still be a fun time. And this is it then. Map point. Game 1 of the grand finals.
Oh, look at the aggression.
Did you catch a glimpse?
I don't know if
think they did.
Oh, the grenades out as well and the bombs down. Oh, Leggy's been killed as well.
Him.
Yeah, he has caught him. 2v1 now. Engine needs to clutch up.
It's all an engineer. He's going to go to top art.
Oh, he's going to be challenged though, isn't he? Yeah. I'll tell you what, this is not so bad. He's in a good spot. Clara didn't see him. This is doable.
20 seconds left.
This is doable for Engine. Needs to check the bomb. Oh, he gets gunned when he goes for the check. And Olcon will take map number 1 of this grand final. 6-4. A very, very interesting map number 1. Clutches back and forth and big plays back and forth between these two teams. But Jay gets his timing right and Engine checks it. And gets gunned. Very, very well played by the side of Olcon. Eventually get it done. It has to be said though, Rab, there was a couple of rounds that they did very much let slip through their hands, wasn't there? That could have been more convincing.
Absolutely, yeah, that's the thing. You've got to favour them going into the game 2 as well here, because if they didn't make some of those mistakes, it would have been more convincing. Some of the rounds that Leggy won especially, you've got to think, right, in that 3rd round, Leggy shoots the bodies after getting the kill through the wall with the pistol. And in the end, they lose the map. Yeah. So we shall see how this develops going forwards. But great map from Olcon. I mean, they really did play to their strengths towards the end there, taking the gunfights. I thought that last round especially was played pretty well. But I mean, still, maybe some questionable plays going for those immediate plants. I think we saw in that very final round. I mean, we'll see the highlights right here. But the last round is the one that I thought was particularly interesting. I mean, there was many interesting rounds with the 1v2s. But that last round I thought was pretty cool how they just went for the bomb plants immediately despite not having laundry control. And that maybe came back to bite them in the ends on the side of Outlaw and Leggy. But we're going to see that crazy wall bag in just a second a ton. There it is.
Look at that. Oh, my word. Jay falls so fast, and it was good opening plays from Engine though that helped that happen. This was an interesting one, wasn't it? Clara eventually finds Leggy, but not in time to defuse the bomb. The action back and forth between these two. Fantastic map number 1, but can Outlaw and Leggy come back in this one? They had to really clutch up to even keep it close. Moments like that, my Engine would find the clutch and nearly finds the wall bang there as well in time, but not quite enough. Orcon getting the hand of, well, gravity as Magic falls off. Not necessarily ideal as Clark clutches this round up. I hope we're saying his name right. Kind of makes sense, doesn't it?
I guess so, yeah. I don't know what else you're meant to do at that point, but that was the very final rounds. And I mean, yeah, Orcon get the job done. That's the thing, really. Their last semi-final they played, they did a very good job in the first series, or first map, of course, they won, but the second map was much more convincing, I'm pretty sure, for Orcon. So will we see a similar tale where they clean up some of their mistakes for game one and close out this grand final time?
Potentially. They need to clean up some of the mistakes, but at the same time, you know, can the clutches keep coming through on the other side of things? It's been an interesting one in map number 1. Are we going to see much of the same here in map number 2? Once again, as mentioned, staying on raid, you really do need to have a very, very deep map pool between yourselves. On this side of things, though, Outlaw and Legend will be blue side. It'll be Orcon on the red, and well, here we go into map number 2, and it's Orcon with the lead. Heading into our second run of raid, and it's just into the mid map we go. Engines are going to find the first shots, and Clara will fall. Jay now in a 1 versus 2 to kick things off.
Exactly the start they were looking for, but Jay playing this super aggressively, trying to get at least a player here. He's not going to have too much luck with that. The nade's not going to be ideal either. So Jay stuck between a rock and a hard place. As Outlaw and Leggy look to, if they don't choke this round and throw it away, they put themselves in a nice position to try and get back into this series.
That's a hard gunfight for Jay to win there, isn't it? An Outlaw and Leggy. We'll take round number 1. It's never going to happen, isn't it? If Engine doesn't kill him, I'm very sure that Leggy will on the other side of things.
And here we go, now. The first time we've seen Jay not get an ace to open up the game. So if that stat's even true, but or you know, maybe it's there.
These stats being tracked by
spell the difference.
Being tracked by a breakpoint, are
they? Very possible. So here we go then. Orcon trying to fight back. I love this mid control early from Outlaw and Leggy. Mid control, super important on every map. Especially
that's a big nade.
Nades. Clara taken down. Jay's absolute.
There's no way he gets away with this, is it? There's no way he gets away with this. There's absolutely no way.
Oh no.
How does that happen?
Oh no. Look at the grenade, it comes in. He's down to half health. There's no way he can win this round. Even gets off the bomb, chucks the smoke on himself, takes the first gunfight in impossible fashion, and turns around and takes down Engine as well. And the body shots come through once again. You can't make this up, Tan.
Oh
wow,
my word.
What a clutch.
Huge from Jay.
That's one of the craziest ones we've seen so far today.
Oh yeah, 100%. The smoke down and just sort of send it. Oh, 2v2s are crazy.
Wow.
Is it going to be an air hit out? Yeah, I know. You've got to win those rounds. You got to win those rounds.
The frustration's got to be real, but yeah, I've got a chance to gain some map pressure. Claws over towards the open stairs, getting all the knowledge he can, and Jay immediately on the flank once again. So we've seen a couple of times the teams have decided to delay the bomb plant.
This works though for Outlaw and Leggy. They can't make the wrap over towards B. Clara surely going to get caught out here. He finds one, doesn't get away though. Trade comes through 1v1 now.
And Jay on the hunt once again, and gunfight's going to possibly be going down here, but will he expect Engine to come from the jungle? Oh! He's done it again! How does Jay do it every single time? Engine has his back to him. We won't get to see it in the kill cam, but that's just unbelievable from Jay. He does it again.
You can't let it happen.
What to say, Tom?
Can't let it happen. It's the same as the first game where Outlaw and Leggy were just clutching up time and time again where they needed to, but Orcon are the ones making it happen right now. How has Jay found those 3 previous gunfights? That is ridiculous. Orcon 2-1 to the good, 1-0 up in the series. Oh, it's looking good for them.
Oh, that is just incredible. And Jay, he does it again. Here he goes. Around by the ring, trying to take these gunfights. He's going to hop out straight towards pillars. How does Jay get away with that? Clara will get caught, though. And straight to B. And have we seen this before? Feels like it could be deja vu right here, but they're not close enough, so the bomb will go down safely. This is a much more winnable situation for Jay than the previous round was, but he still won.
I don't like this position, though. I don't like it.
Should be easily traded.
Oh, it should be, especially now. There you go. Doesn't even need to be a trade. Just good shots coming on through. Outlaw and Leggy tying things up here on map number 2.
Yeah, somewhat surprised by Jay's positioning there. I agree. Like, in that corner, pretty much everywhere they come from, you're in a tough spot, right? Unless you can kill one open stairs and then the other guy's coming from money and you can finesse it. But most of the time, it's probably not going to work in your favor. But Jay, I guess he thought last time he was around those open stairs there and got the crazy 1v2. So let's try it again. But this time doesn't work. And Sledgy, well, his calling card says right there, pretty cracked right now. Trying to get back to form, but here we go, Ton. Tied up at 2-2. Jay's hot streak comes to a close. Back in business for Outlaw and Leggy.
Very, very tight game. Again, it's been a case of teams clutching up or maybe throwing rounds to kind of make it close. It's been very, very interesting so far. Looks like a B hit's going to come out for Outlaw and Leggy here, though. That's going to be going down, but Clara and Jay are on the way. Oh, he's trying for the wide peek on the ledge. He's going to surely spot him in just a second. Not quite. Oh, is he going to be able to get him on the way out? Not quite either as well. Engine up top's got to be the player that they have to go for, but Leggy watching the mid-map push. Jay now going to slide back out, go for the retail. Not going to work out.
And that's the thing, but here comes Clara. Gets one kill. 25 seconds on the clock. Tagged up. But we'll now go for the challenge. And Leggy, all he has to do is stay alive. The bomb's planted for him. Don't take any unnecessarily chells. But here it goes. Clara 1 versus 1, but it doesn't happen. Leggy gets the job done. Clinically played round right there. It was a little bit sketchy again. Edgy getting picked maybe unnecessarily. But still, the job is done for Outlaw and Leggy for now. 3-2 advantage Tarners. This is looking much more interesting.
Very, very interesting. 3-2 to Outlaw and Leggy. And the rounds have never been clear-cut, have they? It's never really been a case of figuring out, oh, okay, yeah, it's definitely going to go this way, etc., etc. Each round has been topsy-turvy all the way through. Leggy behind, though, as the push comes through today. It's been a very aggressive push. Look at these 7-4U shots. Jay going to back on down. 1v2 for him once again.
Oh, that's crazy. If Engine just holds that angle for another second, he sees Jay cross, but he doesn't. He's still aware it's a possibility, though. And is now looking for it from the pillars. Gets the info. This is the patience we like to see. Not over-challenging, playing as a team. Jay can once again head towards B if he wants to, but he won't. He'll run down mid, get spotted and taken down. Outlaw and Leggy, honestly, running away with this right now, Tan.
Yep. Same kind of scenario as previous map. The only rounds that really have been won by Allcon probably didn't deserve to be won by them, in fairness. Has been a
couple of crazy plays from Jay.
Yeah, that's all it's been. This map could have been done. We could have been going over to map 3 if it wasn't for Jay clutching up where he needs to. But that's meant that Outlaw and Leggy haven't quite got the job done yet. 4-2 though. Can quickly turn around. Shots in here from Jay. They're ready and waiting though. So this push over towards B is going to be rebutted there once again by Allcon. Jay ready and waiting now though.
Wow, look at this patience.
Yeah, they've waited.
They're going to go back for this. Pretty rare you see a 2v2 square up.
Yeah, I'm curious if Jay's going to get away with this here. Oh, he isn't. They're going to know he's there. Engine finds him. Now a 1v2 for Clara. Looking like we're going to a map number 3 here. 2 more rounds still needed by Outlaw and Leggy, but my goodness, they're in a good spot here. Oh, Leggy doesn't see him on the way out. Oh, they're both challenged on top of each other. Yeah, I know. Clara.
Be careful, lads.
Oh, surely the challenge is going to come through. Oh, I tell you what, he's done well to get this far. And I think if you Outlaw and Leggy, you just don't need to challenge this. This trophy system comes up clutch. He never gets away with this, surely, does he? He does. Oh, he didn't see him underneath his gun. It's not going to happen this time around, though. surely an impossible situation as Clara jumps it. Knows that engine has to...
8.
Yeah.
Oh, and again. We've seen so many rounds like this, Tan, where somehow it comes down to the wire, or it's way sketchier than it has to be. This kill that Clara gets here really shouldn't be happening. But engine does enough to close out the round and move up 5-2. We did see a 5-2 comeback earlier today on Moscow. I don't think it's going to happen this time. The fire under Alcon seems to have somewhat been snuffed out. And this will send us to a game 3 if Outlaw and Leggy can close out this advantage.
It is quite the advantage as well. Alcon just haven't been able to get anything going this time around, and Outlaw and Leggy very much have been the stronger side. Oh, there's going to be a gunfight here in a second, though. Eventually, Jay finds the shots put straight through the wall. Engine so accurate. Now on 1v1. 3 and 7 out of Clara has not been fantastic, whereas Engine, well, on the flip side, has been fantastic himself. 7 and 3. Are they going to find each other here, though? Clara surely wins this gunfight and wins the round. Alcon somewhat back into this one. 5-3 now.
Absolutely, they stay alive. I mean, what a round it was. Jay, a very important kill right there. Engine did a phenomenal job getting that trade. Did not think that was going to be the case. And Clara, who had a rough map too, let's just put it that way, compared to the performance in game 1, wins the 1v1 clutch. And I mean, you stay alive. How are you feeling right now if you're Outlaw and Leggy, Tan? Like, are you thinking, still feeling confident?
Still
are you worried in the back of your mind?
Surely you do. Surely you feel confident still. It's a big push over
Jay
towards
just sprints down mid.
Oh, shot's going to come in though, but did they see Clara there as well? I don't think they did. That's delayed the bomb plant at least.
Oh, Jay wins that gunfight. Driveway. Clearly some great shots came out there.
Yep, massive from him. Now Leggy in a 1v2. So push over towards B. All kind of read this.
Oh,
they've read it all day long. Yeah, 5-4 surely. Yes, okay, eventually. The shots come through.
Wow. And here we have it. I mean, we saw it earlier today. Only 2 more rounds required for Alcon to bring this one back. And again, it was Jay, I think, with a monstrous first blood. He seems to be a roaming player. Like, he just runs around the map, does what he wants. But when he gets into gunfights, he will just destroy the other team. And if Alcon, I guess, played a little bit more together, they probably wouldn't be down in this map in some of those earlier rounds. But still,
possibly.
Outlaw and Leggy in the advantage, splitting up once again are Alcon.
Is this going to be the bait and switch here? Is Clara going to distract over towards A? Then allow Jay to try and get this plant down potentially. Don't think he's going to get it for free anymore, though. The push was potentially there. Now it feels like Outlaw and Leggy know exactly what's going on, but do they know that Clara's there? The stun just came into that area towards Zigzag. Now, are they going to find the shots here? Yes, they are. They waited patiently. Jay will get this bomb down at B, though, and he'll get the hell out of dodge. They'll have known he's went towards Money and Kitchen side, though. Surely, no, they wouldn't have seen the cross, so they're not too sure. Oh, he's played them like a fiddle. I don't believe it. There's one. Oh, sees Engine with the grenade out, though, and Outlaw and Leggy will get the second map and send us to our map number 3 for the first time this evening, 6-4. And we are going to see that map number 3 wrap.
Wow, absolutely phenomenal stuff there from Outlaw and Leggy to close it out. I mean, Jay played that so well down to the wire. This kill from Engine was phenomenally clutch. Hits every bullet and gets the defuse. Huge. If he loses that gunfight, there's a very good chance, Tan, that, well, I mean, even if Jay just gets away and doesn't get the kill, very good chance that Jay wins that round and closes out the game, or at least takes it to round 11. I mean, wow. It's incredible to see from Jay once again. That time, I think he played it great in the 1v2, going for the money wrap. Really well done, but not enough, right? Too little, too late from the guys on Alcon to try and close out this series 2-0. And if there's any map that I love to go to a game at 3, certainly go to the Raid Search and Destroy here, Tan.
Certainly. Alcon. Well, the ones making the clutches, this one from Jay is kind of the standout. The smoke down made it a little bit hard to deal with him. And then here we go from Jay's point of view. Engine gets gunned as well. And that was, I mean, the only sort of shining lights from Allcon with a couple of clutches. And I mean, this one was a massive one from Jay as well. Absolutely no right to be winning that. Back and forth we go, though, and there was just time and time again very close rounds. But this time round, it was Outlaw and Leggy the ones clutching up time and time again. In the end, they take it fairly comfortably at 6-4 and sends us to that map number 3. Which way is that going to go? That's the question. I mean, so close. So many 1v1s. So many big clutch moments. It's been a hell of an evening here at the Sony Open Series Finals. Fantastic performance out of both these two teams so far. We're going to be heading into map number 3 in just a second. Let us know in the chat who you think is going to take this one away. But, you know, if you do fancy yourself as a competitor in Search and Destroy on Black Ops Cold War, then of course you should get yourself entered at compete.playstation.com. We are running tournaments every single month with Sony, and it's just been fantastic to see the support they've been offering. And it's not just Call of Duty that they offer the support in, there's plenty of other games as well, so do get over towards compete.sony.com to get yourself signed up. It's been a hell of an evening so far. As mentioned, this is the EU Call of Duty Finals. We will be heading over towards North America as well later on this evening. A little break, a little bit of food for myself, Rab. Maybe have a little coffee before we delve into more 2v2 Search and Destroy. It's been a blast so far, though, and heading into map number 3 in the grand final, we're in a good spot.
Absolutely doesn't get much better than this, and there's some key storylines to keep your eyes on here going into this final map. The one for me is in the game 1, Leggy shot some bodies, lost the map. In the game 2, we saw Jay shooting bodies, and that earlier round after he clutches the 1v2, loses the map. Will we see a team right here make a big play, shoot some bodies, and it all goes downhill from there? I mean, I can't wait to see how this one plays out. Time loading in once again to the final Search and Destroy map of the European Sony Open Series Finals.
Here we go then, into Raid for the final time this evening on the European side of things, at least anyway, and into map number 3. What a game it has been, and I really don't know who takes this one away. Outlaw and Leggy going up against Allcon, and into it we go. Allcon blue side, Outlaw and Leggy red side, and well, I do believe we don't have a player on the on. Okay, no, it's just the Codcaster messing up. Nevertheless, we do have both players inside of the game.
Interesting stuff, and the boys are back in town.
Yeah. Let's see. It's a big B hit over towards the other side, but Jay will be the last alive as the first kill. Goes over to the side.
So this one before.
Oh, we have. Oh, good shots.
Oh my god.
Surely he's not going to do it again. Surely he's not going to do it again. Shots into Jay. Leggy's going to have to back down.
Wow, the shots from Leggy to close out the round. I thought Jay was going to do it again over towards that B bomb site. So many clutch plays from him. And the body shots come through. What do I say, Tan? In they come. Leggy doesn't care. And from being down 1-0 in the series, they are in prime position now. They take the advantage for the first time in this grand finals. And Jay tried his best with the smoke out, but just not enough.
Great shots on Engine as well, but Leggy's just as equally as good. Into the second round. Nope. Let's see what Allcon can do. Can they bring this one back? But as mentioned, every time somebody shot bodies, they went on to lose the map.
The key stats we're tracking here. But maybe it plays out in reality. The COD gods do not, they do not take kindly.
No.
And here we go, Outlaw and Leggy once again looking to just take this game by the scruff of the neck. Bomb down. And off Leggy goes back to mid. Ideal setup right now, but we've seen many rounds like this not work out as nicely as they may have liked. So the first gunfight goes the way of Clara. Leggy caught out 1v2 for Engine. He gets one kill, he's probably back in a situation, but it's going to be tough.
Clara defusing there now as well. Jay just trying to keep him off. The defuse starting to come through. Jay will get shut down, but he thought that was the bomb defuse at Allcon. Drawed up one apiece now.
Wow, that's one of the first times we've seen that play, really, that, you know, the bomb, of course, goes down. The smoke comes in. The diffuser sits in the smoke. It seemed to be kind of obvious what Jay was trying there, but regardless, even if he'd have known Clara was on the bomb defuse, going to be tough to lay those shots down range through the smoke. It died up here at 1-1 ton. Feel like this could well be going the distance.
Alcon now. Looking for this attack over towards B.
Yeah, we see it again.
Look at where Jay's playing here. Has he spotted one? Yes, he has, and he finds the gunfight as well.
Oh, and Engine knows he's here, but he just can't quite get the trade. He does eventually. That was massive. The patience right there with 30 seconds on the defuse, but Clara in a great spot spots him, I'm pretty sure. Engine doesn't know what to do now. The gunfight's going down and Engine wins it. Oh my word. That is a massive clutch from Engine. The first kill with the pistol, down to like 5 HP in the end there. Wins a massive round. Not one you want to lose if you're Alcon. And again, we see rounds getting thrown away here, Tan, but a massive clutch from Engine.
Huge. Absolutely huge clutch up from Engine. First one with the pistol and then finds the second hit. I mean, when Jay opens it up here with this kill, you think, oh, that's the round, surely. Bomb down. 2v1? Apparently not.
There he is, 4-1 on a 3 spree. This is what you want to see. And we've seen a lot of great stuff from Alcon and Jay, especially when put into tough situations. But this is where you see Outlaw and Leggy playing together. This can be the difference maker in these search and destroys.
Oh, that bomber is going to be going down now for Leggy. Jay playing this one very passively, whereas Clara's getting super aggressive. Oh, the push could have come through. Did he spot anybody? Oh, he will have now. I mean, that is a hell of a challenge from Leggy. Double child's going to come through, actually. He's going to go down. After map number 1, would you have expected this? 3-1 to Outlaw and Leggy now. My goodness.
Do not believe so. And again, we see it from Jay, right? Like, he gets caught in that tough position, separating to some degree that we discussed. And I'm not exactly sure what Jay's thinking here in terms of the challenge, hoping that he can take down at least one of these players. But Leggy says no to that. Jay comes flying around the corner. Not going to happen, Sunshine. And a 3-1 lead for Outlaw and Leggy. We talk about the shooting bodies curse. Doesn't seem to be materializing as yet as Engine continues on the 4 spree.
He does. He does. 3-1 now. Ugh, what do Alcon got to do to turn this round, though? Look at the aggressive push. The Outlaw and Leggy are feeling it right now. Smokes over towards A. Feels like a bit of a desperation play from Alcon. I don't know what the theory is behind it, but maybe just to throw a spanner in the works here. And when they've wrapped all the way around A, it's worked out beautifully.
Oh, but the turnaround now comes in from Outlaw and Leggy. They know where the plant's coming down. Just too late to stop it. But Engine going to catch out Clara. Did not mean to mantle that, I imagine.
I think it was dead anyway.
Jay in a 1v2. Yeah, probably would have lost his life either way. But here comes Jay in another 1v2. They know where he is. Over towards Laundry. If they can close this one out, he'll be looking phenomenal. But he's got a nice spot here on the bomb as Jay. Winnable, certainly. But a gunfight about to go down.
Yeah, oh, he's going to be chased as well. Leggy's going to put the shots in. Jay's waiting on him, but he's just stuck between a rock and a hard place, and that's going to be 4-1 to Outlaw and Leggy. 5 kills in a row for Engine. Leggy with 2 of his own. 7 streak combined. They have been running so hard here. 4-1 now.
Absolutely, really nice plays there as well from Outlaw and Leggy, like just realizing that Jay has to check the bomb, and Engine just sits there on the head glitch being like, yeah, I know he's got to come and check it. He thinks that Jay is just, you know, baiting the time, or he thinks that Leggy's just baiting the time so that Engine can get the defuse. Not the case though. And about 4-1, it's tough to see Outlaw and Leggy throwing this one away, Ton, now.
It's a big hit towards the middle. It'd be quite something if this was a comeback from Alcon, but it just feels like all confidence is lost on their side of things. We've seen them look really good when they get aggressive play in that 2v2 big fight scenario, but we haven't seen that enough from them. And maybe they've just been deterred long enough to give Outlaw and Leggy the advantage once again. And I think you're in that scenario. If you're Allcon, you're setting up towards B. You see that bomb go down at A. You're 4-1 down.
It's painful. This is their chance. Painful. The team nade almost takes down Jay, but a kill. Oh my god, how does Engine survive? Leggy does go down though, and they know Engine's weak here. Oh shots. Wow, nice shots from Clara. So there we have it. A must-win retake for Allcon goes their way as they stay alive.
Must win. 4-2, as you mentioned in one of the previous series, very different to 5-1, isn't it? The shots from Clara were inconsequential, really. Engine very, very weak. I think it would have been traded nonetheless, but there you go. The round ends with the bomb defuse. 4-2. You never know. You never know.
But this is where the pressure is at its highest, right? If you're Outlaw and Leggy, you've got to try and get over the line now. Try and lock up those $200 and 13,000 pro points that the winner does receive here in this tournament. And here we have it. Allcon playing together. We see a mid-map aggression. Once again, we see this very commonly on the defensive side. And interestingly, once again, no quick plant. I do like to see from time to time quick plants here at A. Set up for laundry and play it from there, but Allcon are going to do what they want. Hit into kitchen from the back, but Engine knows this is a possibility.
How has he read this? Oh, he turned around at just the wrong time. Engine will get away. I don't even know if Outlaw and Leggy seen him, did they?
I have no clue.
They could plant this
and
from
he's in the
side.
Perfect spot, but will he see the leg maybe?
Oh, he is seeing the legs. Oh, my word. And gets away as well. Clara can't trade that. Engine turns around and burns him completely. 5-2 now.
Wow, that was really impressive. I mean, look at this. Just about finds him. And then, I mean, I love this dimension. Like, just so much confidence. Straight chal him. Look at the grenade landing right in his face, but not enough. And a 5-2 edge now. I mean, that was really it. If Jay, I don't know how easy it is to stay down behind that bomb, but not a spot you want to get picked. And I have no idea how Engine even survived there in middle after getting bad timing, but enough is enough. And here we are then. Tournament point for Outlaw and Leggy.
Engine 8-2. It's really been, excuse the pun, the driving force behind this win for Outlaw and Leggy in this map specifically. Bomb down, trophy down, complete control over towards B. Allcon have to go big to stay in this tournament, to stay in this grand final. Jay's gonna fall, as is Leggy. Outlaw and Leggy will take it. Sony Open Series Finals winners here in Europe in the 2v2 Search and Destroy on Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War. What a performance from them after a map number 1 drubbing. They come back and win that with back-to-back wins on Raid. What a performance from them. Congratulations to Outlaw and Leggy. They are your winners here this evening here in Europe. Rob, what a performance, specifically by Engine in that game.
Absolutely. I mean, congratulations to those guys. Very well-deserved victory. Fighting back from 1-0 down in the grand finals. Not easy to do, but they make it look easy towards the end. And Engine, especially in that final map, came up trumped on many an occasion. Yeah, dominated that final map. And, well, he couldn't lose a single round. This one early on, it went the way of Allcon, but just didn't work out in the long haul. This round especially, that Engine was able to clutch the 1 versus 2 in, that really felt like a difference maker to me in the early half of that game. And, yeah, there was some individual solo chals coming out from Allcon. I'm sure they'll look back at this one and they'll think, if we'd have played a little bit more as a unit in some of those early rounds, it probably could have gone our way in the long haul. But when Engine's playing that well, it's going to be tough to do anything, despite the shots from Jay and Clara in this round specifically. Couple of key rounds from Engine in this 1 versus, well, it wasn't a 1 versus 2, but it was a crucial 2-piece. Takes down 1, chals the second, and then Leggy gets the job done in the very final round and finishes out the game. Ton.
What a performance from Outlaw and Leggy. Look at their route through. Beat Lutzy, then Frag Stars, then Allcon. We've seen them all the way through, really, haven't we? What a performance from them. And just as said, Engine was phenomenal in that map number 3. But what a performance from them in Europe here. Fantastic work from them in the Open Series. But that is not the only game we have coming up. Of course, Call of Duty, we take part across the board. Monthly finals coming here, of course, today. Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War. We have the American side of things, but Mortal Kombat to come on June the 24th. And, of course, tomorrow, Soul Calibur as well. Very much something for everybody here at the Sony Open Series finals. What a performance, though, by Outlaw and Leggy. I mean, that was just a fantastic performance from them. And, well, if you've seen what they were doing and you thought to yourself that you could do better, get yourself to compete.playstation.com and get yourself involved. I mean, Rab, look, we're going to be back from the NA side of things in just a couple hours' time. But EU really lived up to the expectations there. Fantastic performance by the boys who took that one, Outlaw and Leggy. Really well played.
Yeah, they came to play. We had so much representation here, some German teams, Dutch teams, British teams, Russian teams as well in our bracket today. So great to see. Have to see if North America can put up a similar degree of performance, because I think we saw some really high-level Call of Duty here being played, and certainly going to have to win a tournament like this and taking home the grand prize that they get, $200 for first place plus 13,000 COD points. That is certainly going to go a long way.
Yeah, it really will. But congratulations to our winners here in Europe of the Sony Open Series finals. Fantastic performance from them. But this show is over for now. We will be moving over towards the NA side of things very shortly. The 2v2 is going to be coming up in an hour and 40 minutes time. So do stick around. We will be back then for more 2v2 Call of Duty action. We will see you guys there. See you there.
PlayStation